kill Michael Myers! It's impossible!
This is what happens when you work to change things.
You're being a little bitch! What do you fucking want from me? Get off my dick!
You know, if you don't understand the situation, it's better sometimes not to speak and just prove it's better complete imbecile in the matter. Okay, so
Man, fuck you. I think we were beats. You understand what I'm saying? I think we were beats. You understand what I'm saying? I think we were beats.
Is that what you're saying?
They fight you.
I don't know. I don't really think that's the case.
And then all of a sudden you change the world. And then all of a sudden you change the world. And then all of a sudden you change the world. And then all of a sudden you change the world. And then all of a sudden you change the world. And then
Okay. Yes. What the hell is going on here? Give me just a second here. Yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah, this is... Oh! I got some weird shit going on here, guys. Bear with me for just a moment so that I can get this audio situation untangled here. Untangled. That is... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know what it is. I know what it is. Now, okay. Boy, do I feel stupid. Boy, do I feel stupid. Okay. Okay. We shouldn't have these problems now. But just to be sure, let's see here.
What do you fucking want from me? Get off my dick!
Okay. All right. Now, let's see. Let's make it so I can hear it. Let's try this again. Did we fix the...
Second there, Professor. We fixed the glitch.
We fixed the glitch. Okay, we fixed the glitch. Well, I need official word from somebody. But it seems like I'm getting faster at fixing this shit because it happens so often. So anyway. Well, good evening. Hey, we're not too late today. So yeah, we have new share count hopes being sown. Yeah, the seeds of hope withstand a lot, apparently. But we've seen this movie before. We've seen this movie. We read the book. We saw the animated miniseries. We know all about it. We know all about it. And we know, well, yeah. So, but before we get to the share count, because, I mean, let's be honest, the idea of a share count is one of the stupidest ideas. It is one of the least helpful. It is essentially, it's a terrible idea. Doesn't work. Even if you could do an actual accurate count, what do you expect to happen? There are no do-overs. There are no do-overs in the market. Certainly not in a case like this where you made a bad trade or you didn't sell when you should have sold. That's nobody's fault but yours. I'm seeing stuff about a citizen's grand jury in Kansas. For what? For what? I know it. let's go to Kansas and let's do a citizen grand jury indictment of the bag holder grifter losers who go out there to try to do a citizen's grand jury on AMC executives. And the crimes that we'll accuse them of may actually amount to something. Not the least of which giving terrible financial advice in an unlicensed fashion, but also just being a terrible trader and investor. I mean, Jesus Christ. They feel like they've been tied to the whippet post. Yeah, I have no doubt that they feel that way. Okay. But it was it's like, okay, but you could release yourself from the whipping post at any time. At any time. So, I mean, they feel that way. But before we get to the share count, which is, again, let me be unequivocal. The share count is a losing idea. It's a loser. It's about as fruitful, and it will be about as fruitful as FTDs have been and will be, which is not at all fruitful. Okay? Like, this is like the year when there's no fruit on the plant. That fruitless. You're just wasting your goddamn time. Wasting your fucking time. So let's see. Hang on a second here. Dealing with shit. Okay. I don't know what she's talking about. Anyway, retroactive share count. The purpose of this share count survey is for current and previous shareholders to log the shares of AMC stock they owned in 2022 and 2023. Okay. Great. Log the shares that they owned. What does that, I mean, what does that mean, though? What does it prove? Well, anyway, before we get to all that share count stuff, let's do this. Because this guy is a complete and utter muppet. And he made some predictions last week. And see, this is what nobody does. And so I'm all about doing what nobody else does. So here, we're, breaking ground. He's got a new video out with new predictions, but who cares? I want to know how accurate were his predictions last week. How accurate were they? Because this guy is so fucking full of himself. He has the attitude as if he is Warren Buffett, or Michael Burry. But I see a bunch of failed predictions all the time. So I thought, well, listen to his video earlier today in the car. Almost wrecked. And then decided, you know what, I'm going to go back and listen to his video from last week. This is an actual, we can actually do something with this because we have last week we can look at. So here's his prediction, and I'm just rolling it into kind of a area where he talks about his predictions for the meme stocks here. And we'll stop there and see if he was right. But, I mean, you know where this is going. So this is from last, Sunday? 7 days ago? Oh, shit. 7 days ago. Here we go.
55 in that.
Let's see.
Structure. You kind of push up, then you round.
Somewhere in here.
Very possible. A major bounce, a steep drop down, a major bounce, steep drop down.
He's talking about GameStop right now.
Drop down, major bounce.
See, this guy's all about the way the chart looks. He has nothing except for patterns in the way that the graph looks. I mean, how autistic is that?
Major bounce, steep drop down, major bounce incoming for GameStop. So GameStop, I do think, is going to be rallying in the earnings. RSI was oversold.
Remember, this is last week's prediction, so we know what happened.
More MACD starting to flip back to the upside. So
right.
Extremely bullish on GameStop.
Extremely bullish on GameStop. Okay. Well, let's hear him say it.
Seeing an overall push to the upside. You guys can see daily MACD has flipped. and I am bullish on GameStop. GameStop's going to be having a green weekly candle as well.
GameStop, okay. Now, what did he say?
Overall pushed it upside. You guys can see daily MACD has flipped, and I am bullish on GameStop. GameStop's going to be having a green weekly candle as well. GameStop having a green weekly candle as well, in my personal opinion. So your predictions so far are
Here we go.
Amy, green weekly candle, GameStop, green weekly candle. Me personally, I'm holding shares on GameStop.
I mean, look at that. At the time when he made this video last Sunday, September 3rd, AMC was $13.10. $13.10. And GameStop was $18.42. Now, and these are weekly candles because he said it was going to be a green weekly candle on both. Here's weekly candles. So here's daily, here's weekly. Weekly candles. Here's a red-ass AMC candle for the week. So I'd like to just point out here, this is a failed prediction. This is what nobody does. Why would I go watch today's video? I want to know how well you actually did in your predictions. Well, this one failed. And we all, I mean, at this point, we all know that GameStop also failed. Here, this is a red-ass weekly candle. So, I mean, why anybody puts any faith or even 2,000 views into a video like this, where you know he's going to be bullish on these two pieces of shit. You know it. And he is. And he's wrong. Okay. Yeah. Now, he goes on to say that the SPY, he believes the SPY is going to be bearish on the week. And he was right about that. But, I mean, does it really take, you know, a genius? No. I don't believe it does. But anyway, his theory is that, or was, that a red candle in SPY would equate to green candles over in AMC and GameStop. So, you know, like the negative beta thing. Well, that's not true. That's never been true. It's never worked. You know. So, now this is a hell of a drop. This is a hell of a drop. Now, back to the weekly. I just want to see this here. On a weekly basis, AMC is down over 45%, which is why I noticed it was, hey, it's almost $14. And, oh, hey, it's $7. Oh, hey, that's almost 50%. Hey, you got a shitty stock here. Hey, okay. Yeah. So, these guys quit their jobs to become day traders, too. That's insane. You know, wow. Now, I did listen to BAM, a little bit of BAM earlier, too. I listened to a few of these guys. I had some driving to do today. So, in short here, is there any reason to ever pay attention to this zero data character clown? No. No. Absolutely not. You know, AMC and GME, red weekly green weekly candles, both of those are failed predictions from a failed YouTube grifter. Fucking cocksucker. Data Zero, you're the best. Data Zero, you're the best. Oh my God. Do they have enough shares to satisfy all the shorts? You think Tuesday good to buy? Yeah. Tuesday good to buy. Yes. Tuesday would have been best day to buy. Look at that. Yes. Buy right here. I hope you did. I hope you fucking did. I hope you fucking did. Fucking clowns. These fucking clowns. What the fuck? I don't care. Don't give a fuck. Okay. No. Right. So anyway, how's everybody doing? They make the same prediction every day. AMC is going up. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they do. Yeah. Okay. So, Let's see what else is out there today, and we'll talk about this stupid fucking share count. What a joke. A fucking joke. All right. Stocks and crypto creep. You're the next contestant.
Hey friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto.
Fitting.
I'm talking about AMC stock. Real quick, take a look at this right here from Reddit. The 40 million shares
From Reddit.
sold yet. These shares are to cover over allotments. When the 40 million shares are issued.
Now, where is it? Okay, this is from Reddit. Okay, but where are they getting this information? I see no footnotes, no sources. Why are we to believe this? At this point, I'm inclined to turn it off. And everybody should be, or at least they should already have red flags all over the place in their head. Okay? These shares are to cover over allotments. I don't know that that's true. I don't know that that's true. Okay.
They will be sold on the lit exchange. They can't be routed to dark pools, so that's all by
Okay. Aren't these shares that are
pressure. Additionally, these shares can be sold at.
So now they're claiming that the 40 million of dilution will be buying pressure? When the 40 million shares are issued, they will be sold in the lit exchange. They can't be routed to dark pools. Again, I don't know that this is true. In fact, I doubt that it is. So that's all buy pressure. These people's obsession with the lit exchange and buying pressure is out of fucking control. It's out of fucking control. The reason that Jason doesn't impact the price is because Jason is poor. Jason is a poor fuck who can't buy 10,000 shares. He can't buy 10,000 shares. He can't buy 5,000 shares at once. He can't advance the price because there are too many shares being offered at the offer and thereabouts. And when some get sold, more get added. I don't know why anybody is worried about that. It's not really your concern, let's say. Like, they so badly want, and by they, I'm talking about the apes. They so badly want to impact the price. They want to know that when they buy, the price goes up ever so slightly. And it doesn't. It doesn't. And it never will. But they also think that the reason that they don't impact the price is because the broker sends their shares off exchange to the dark pool. Okay? But the problem there is it doesn't make any difference. Also, they choose to use the brokers that use those venues. So if you don't like it, then change it. But don't do the same thing and bitch about it and not change anything. That's dumb. That is fucking retarded. And that's what we got going on here. Now they're talking about these 40 million of dilution. See how it's being reframed? It's being reframed as being bullish. What the fuck is wrong with these fucking people? Let's find out. We won't find out.
When the 40 million shares are issued, they will be
Jesus
sold on the
fuck.
exchange. They can't be routed to dark pools, so that's all by pressure. Additionally, these shares can be sold at whatever price AMC deems appropriate, regardless of market price.
Not true. I mean, come on. Fucking come on. Yeah. Remember when they said that about APE? They're going to sell it. Why does he sell it at $6,000 a share? Because that's stupid and nobody would buy it. And they need people to buy it because you fucked the company over. Okay. I'll shut up now.
Buy orders today are 81%. Hardly anyone is selling. The stock will take off like a rocket. Whenever that happens, I don't know, but it feels like the pressure is building towards something. We are 50-something days on the threshold list, and now...
Oh, it feels like that.
...anymore, yet they couldn't have covered shorts because we're currently down 5% today alone.
Well, I mean, threshold list doesn't have anything to do with shorts. Has nothing to do with covering shorts. Okay? I even saw Charlie's vids, put out a video where he was saying we'll just watch it here in a minute. It's got some of the worst misinformation on FTDs I've ever seen. Some of the worst misinformation that I haven't even read. I've never even read some of this stuff anywhere. Like, and I've looked at most all of the resources, SEC, you know, all of the trading guides and brokers, what they have to say about FTDs. I've looked at all of that stuff. And some of the stuff that Charlie said, I've never seen it anywhere because he made it up. You'll see what I mean. But anyway, FTD, right, okay.
So that was Friday. What do you think about this post? It's very interesting to me. Did you watch my video from...
well, it's unsubstantiated, it's unsourced.
Real late last night.
So I don't know.
A chart of AMC and a chart of overstock.com. It shows you exactly how many days of each.
What the hell do they even mean by over allotments? What does that even mean?
Identical. And right now we're at the bottom. AMC's at the bottom.
Wait, hold on. I talked over him. I think I need to go back.
Real late last night. I have a chart of AMC and a chart of overstock.com.
Oh.
Exactly how many days of each and what they did for each day. And it lines up like identical. And right now we're...
First of all, I guarantee you it fucking doesn't. It does not line up identical. It doesn't. It just fucking doesn't. So don't say that. It doesn't line up identical. Number two, it doesn't fucking matter. That would be what we call a coinkydink. Or a coincidence, or, you know, you messed with the scaling of the charts and didn't tell us until they matched up. But it means nothing. Why would a chart from a completely different bullshit stock have anything to do with what's happening now in a completely second bullshit stock? I mean, how is this a side effect of COVID-19 where people all of a sudden now think that the way a chart looks, like the pattern, the graph pattern, literally the pattern of the candles, we can just repeat that, copy and paste that because, you know, past performance dictates future performance. What the fuck are we doing here? This is brain dead nonsense, okay? Brain dead. Oh, the chart looked like that. It looked like overstock chart from 3 years ago. It looks like a chart for Avon 25 years ago. Who cares? It's not relevant. It matters not at all. Because that's not how this shit works. And if it is how it works, see, here's evidence-based. If it is how actually everything works, if you can copy and paste chart patterns and predict the future, first of all, why has anybody not heard of this before the AMC grifters literally ran out of shit to grift on and they had to just say, oh, look, it's going to repeat? I mean, that's lazy as fuck and brain dead. Lazy and brain dead. And I bet this guy's wearing sweatpants. Because, you know, lazy, brain dead, why not? Well, anyway. What the hell? No. No. Just no.
We're at the bottom. AMC's at the bottom. And if you look to where overstock.com was at the bottom, the timing shows that AMC is about to start running up hard if it matches overstock, which I think it will because it has been. You got to look at that video from earlier today. Now you see this very bullish comment here from Reddit. And then also, did you watch my video from yesterday? Go on my channel and watch it. A very popular investor. I show a video clip about him buying $39,000 worth of AMC stock on Thursday and Friday.
Who cares?
And
Thursday and Friday, you say? Oh, well, it did a lot of good. I see. Wow. Amazing. I mean, that investor sucks. I don't know who it is, but they suck. Maybe they're investing for the long term here. Maybe they feel like they're getting a deal. I mean, that's amazing. Look at that. Look at that. So when did this thing actually hit? when did this conversion actually, when did this whole thing, now TradingView has this here. They have it on Wednesday and Thursday. I guess this is the previous week. So I'm not really sure where to measure it from. I'll measure it from up here. I'll measure it from the middle. I'll measure it from right in the middle here. 83%. 83. 83%. 83. That investor definitely lost his ass. There's no two ways about that. Now, in the other genius play, not looking so bullish. Yeah, you had your earnings bump, I guess. That's what he was looking for. Except it happened beforehand and then it dumped afterwards. So, yeah, that's great. Well, maybe we'll look at the earnings report, actually. But anyway, back to here.
And he said the bottom's in. That's his opinion. Now, nobody knows the exact bottom, but he feels it's close. I feel it's close too. That's why I'm feeling bullish on AMC right now. We've crashed so hard, so fast. We've crashed 90% approximately on AMC stock since the reverse split. So we should be moving to the upside, okay? You can't.
That's definitely an approximation because it was 83, but I also went from the middle, so.
Can't go, down forever. So I know people feel demoralized, but,
Oh, that's what you think.
Snap out of it.
I thought they were shorting it to bankruptcy.
All right, friends, hit like, subscribe, add notifications, share the video with a friend.
I don't know. That's what they say.
NFL football today. Love
Good.
NFL football. How about you all?
Why does that not surprise me? Hell no, I'm not watching NFL fucking football. I'm right here. I don't know if NFL football is happening right now. I don't care. Anyway, oh, look, Crackhead's got some stuff. AMC, 45 days reg show threshold list.
So this right here says, explain 46 days on the FTD, or you say in the FTD threshold list, but on it. And this is in regards to AMC. And you can use any stock, really. But for you guys, the AMC.
So he's really nitpicking about in versus on when he didn't spell reg show properly. This is what I hate about these clowns. I mean, like, they're so inept. So fucking inept. Jesus Christ. Chart looks better when you put the volume up. Oh, yeah? AMC or GameStop? Both. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's... that, yeah, looks great. Look at this weekly. Look at that weekly chart. Now, and this is what I love to see. Look at this. A range of $23 in the new pricing regime. A $23 weekly candle. Don't forget, this is weekly. Why is it doing that? Whoa. I'm not doing that. I don't know why it's squiggly. Anyway, this is weekly. This is dumb. No. Anyway, this is weekly. Okay. 2366 on the range, which is 65%. Okay, this is 3 weeks ago. Monday, August 21st, week of. Total volume for that week was 95 million. Okay. We're talking about this week here, starting here. Oh, great. Now I have to do this again. This week. Those 5 days. Volume adds up to 95 million. Okay. The most recent week here, oops. A range of 592, or a 45% decline on 185 million shares of volume. Just comparing volume, you know. Okay. See what he said.
AMC crowd and the YouTubers that pump it will tell you that this is something that you should be paying attention to, and or it shows manipulation. It's none of the above. We've been watching this happen for like 3 years, guys. That FTD list means nothing. The threshold list means nothing. And I say it every time. I tell you, if that were the case, then when it comes out at night, every day, then everyone in the world would be investing on that with the idea that they had to go buy shares to deliver your shares. Who cares? It's on the list. That's one thing. Eventually, if it stays on the list for a consecutive amount of days, and if you then got brought up under the investigation from the SEC, then you could have a really problem. You can have a real big problem there. But it never gets to that point. And in this case for AMC, them not delivering shares, well, that's because it was already announced that they were going to convert. They were going to convert ape shares for AMC shares. So why the hell would they deliver AMC shares when they were more than ape shares? So they can go buy the ape shares, show that they have them, okay? Regulations show, they can show that they're capable of having those shares, and then in verse, deliver them once the settlement is done. And this is why AMC evaporated off the threshold list after 3 days of being live after the conversion. Reverse stock split, conversion, all the nonsense you guys want to name. That's why they didn't have to deliver the shares. And you know, this is financial plumbing. This is just markets plumbing. If you guys don't understand that part, well, hell, nothing can help you. Did you understand that you're still trying to defend a terrible company, a terrible investment, and private equity? The criminals of the financial world? Like, do you understand this part yet? Or are we still just going to walk around and say what you didn't get for your shares? Absolutely
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous. Educate yourself. Fast.
Fast. I mean, why fast? Why does it matter now to be fast? I don't know. I don't know. Don't really see why. Why it matters now. Okay. Now, let me do this here. Now, this is interesting because I just did a quick little search here on the other browser window, and I found this article. Now, this is from 2018, but June 19th, 2018, okay, on the street. GameStop jumps 9% on private equity buyout rumors. The struggling games retailer, this is from 2018, has sunk 30% in the last year, but shares jumped 9% Monday following reports of a private equity buyout. GameStop might be selling itself off to a private equity firm, and investors seem to love the idea. Reuters report Monday. Oh, let's look at that. Exclusive: GameStop in talks with buyout firms after drawing interest. Sources. Video game, and this is from June 18th, 2018. Video game and electronics retailer GameStop Corp is holding talks with private equity firms about a potential transaction after receiving buyout interest. People familiar with the matter said on Monday. Like most brick-and-mortar retailers, GameStop has suffered from heightened competition from online companies, including Amazon Inc. Games retailers have also had to cope with a decline in physical video game sales, although GameStop Corp has partly weathered these declines by expanding into used video games and devices as well as digital products. Okay, shares of the Grapevine, Texas company rose as much as 11% to $15.50 on Monday on news of the interest. The company has hired a financial advisor to assist in these discussions. Sycamore Partners is one of them. Why don't you tell us about that, Marantz? What do you know about Sycamore? There is no guarantee the talks will result in GameStop deciding to sell itself. This is when all of this was a tumultuous period. The CEO had left after 3 months. Then they had the former Microsoft Xbox guy, Shane Kim. It says that the stock has slid more than 32% over the last 12 months. That's in 2018, remember. Let's get past all that nonsense. So here's 2018. Nope. Here's 2018 right here. From here to here, 2018. There's 2018 for you. So 2018 for GameStop was a losing proposition, basically. Now, is that the end of the... Yeah, so that's the first... This is actually the first week of the... Because the... it's the beginning of the week that we're seeing. So that week there... Well, anyway, that's New Year's Eve. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the whole sell-off here. 35%. 1.42 billion market cap, down from 9.4 billion in 2007. Right? So Tiger Management called for changes to the company in a strategic review. Huh, interesting. Okay. Just seeing, you know, the history of GameStop and private equity and all that. I wonder, are they still offering to buy it now? Probably not. If I didn't think that I would get slammed for it, I would go ahead and play that song. But just got to decode the lyrics, yeah. RC was begging regulators to require CD-ROMs on consoles, yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's see what we can find here on this share count. Okay, so here's BAM Investor. And this is a funny video too. I watched this earlier. We have Taylor Swift's lucky number of people in chat. So, what, 13? 1989? 1,898, 89. I don't know. 1,989. One less shared account. Yeah. Okay.
This Jim, it's 5:16 p.m. in San Francisco, California.
San Francisco.
On September the 9th. Please note that all discussions, analysis, and information presented are for general informational and educational purposes only and should not be considered.
So we got a big old fat disclaimer from BAM at the top here.
Financial or any other form of professional advice. So I wanted to let everybody know if you have access to Twitter, Ethan, who has done phenomenal.
No, I don't, because I live in China.
Everyone.
Damn, I don't have access to Twitter.
And
Fuck.
is a shareholder in AMC and has been for years.
Oh, Ethan, this wonderful person, Ethan.
Call in about 45 minutes.
Wow.
From now. You can see it's 6 o'clock my time. These obviously default to your local time zone. And so.
Thank you, Jim.
This should be some interesting information that he shares as always. And then also, I'm sure he'd be willing to review, if he's not already planning to, review the Project Popcorn initiative where they're doing the share count along with Optimal and the other guys.
Optimal.
That's a big deal. Let me show you
big deal.
Something else real quick just to confirm with everybody that I'm not
like this is so funny. I mean, it's just like so pathetic too. Check out this narcissistic display.
Monetizing anything, and I have real quick just to confirm with everybody that I'm not monetizing anything, and I haven't. So I haven't made any money off of YouTube. Any commercial you see run at the beginning or prior to one of my videos running or after, if that happens at all, it doesn't happen to me on my side. But if that happens, that's YouTube, throwing a commercial in there. There are never any commercials inserted in between any of my videos. So
never any commercials.
This is how easy it is for me to turn it on or off right here. And so you can see for all of these videos, off. Now, there's one, there's a section here that says on. That's because these are YouTube shorts and you have no choice. It defaults. Let's see how I can do this. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, if you go to monetization, you see this, there isn't a button, and it just says all your shorts are automatically considered for short ad revenue sharing,
But I mean,
you have no choice. And
he still has a monetized channel, obviously. Because some of his content is monetized, including these shorts. So if you don't have monetization on at all, if you haven't applied to have your channel monetized, you have to apply. You have to opt into that. So he's opted into it. In other words, which okay, but how do we know that he isn't going to go run and turn monetization on all his videos after this? I don't know.
There,
I don't care really, but
it would probably be like a fraction of a penny. Yeah, 8 cents. So anyway, just to let you guys know, I'm not trying to monetize anything. These people who try to come at me occasionally with the whole grifting bullshit not only offered, Nimoy is $1 million plus investment, and I not only offered the AMC access free of charge to everyone.
Oh boy, the Nimoy product is $1 million investment, and he offered it for free to the apes.
Everybody,
how well did it predict this?
From the beginning. I also have a bunch of other things I do for veterans and everybody else. So.
Well, you are just a good guy, but that doesn't mean you're not a fucking grifter, Jim.
It pisses me off when these say that stuff. Anyway,
so we'll say it again. You're a grifter. You're a fucking grifter. I'll say it again, and again, and again, and again, and again. If it pisses you off, I'm going to say it even one more time. Grifter.
Anyway, so here's the information for
asshole.
Ethan.
Another guy whose predictions have always and perpetually will be wrong.
Coming Spaces call. I retweeted this thing on my site. Sorry, you guys. I'm just getting over COVID and my brain is mush.
Yeah, it is.
But anyway,
it's not COVID though.
You can find the information there if you're active on
COVID.
Twitter. If you're not, then here's what the website looks like. It's amcprojectpopcorn.com. Now, if you guys run into this glitch that I ran into today, where it says access denied,
here we go.
I think that had something to do with the fact that
because you're a boomer.
Access is denied.
No offense.
A message.
Here we go.
You happen your access is denied.
Access denied.
Okay. I will explain on the float at least one that create proof. Through
all right, here we go.
Up to. I haven't listened to one of these Spaces calls with Optimal explaining what they're up to. The goal is to create proof through affidavits that we basically own the float at least one time, if not more.
At least at one time you owned the float. I mean, congratulations. That means nothing. I mean, first of all, you didn't own the float. We know that. We know that from the data that we have. We knew it from the data we had in 2021. We've known it the whole fucking time. The only people who are deluded enough to believe this are people who are down 80, 90%. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, and I've said this many times. We've talked about it. I've shown it, talked about it, and it requires a little bit of understanding of the market, but not too much. Because the float does not equal the number of shares that are held out in people's accounts. It's not the same thing. The floating amount of stock is a fixed amount, yes. But that does not imply that if you went to everybody who holds shares of that stock, whether, I will just say long, not even short. All the long positions are going to they absolutely are going to add up to more than the float. That is to be expected. It's not indicative of anything other than short interest. And theoretically, you could add whatever the short interest is. So if the short interest is 25 million and the float is 100 million, theoretically you should get 125 million, because those 25 million have become long positions. They have become long positions temporarily. That's not crime. It's not fraud. It's just the way short selling works. So that's the bit that they need to understand. But I don't know what they think they're going to prove. They're going to find, first of all, they're not going to get enough response to have a meaningful data set. They just won't. Because not every retail investor is a believer in this. Not every retail investor is an ape. And that's always been the case. But beyond that, you're just not going to get a high turnout. Ideally, you need close to 100%. Because some people have one share, some people have 10,000 shares. You can't extrapolate from an average. You can't extrapolate from a low sample size. It's not accurate. Not going to be accurate.
Multiple, but he's going to probably stop, the push once we get to the point where we prove that that we own the entire float. Now, once he does that, that can be used not only by, Ethan Optimal and Daly and that whole group of people, but it could be used by anyone else trying to, move forward in the court of law.
Court of law.
And convince people that this is as egregious as we all think it is. Anyway, that's it from my side. I'd really appreciate it if you guys only go to amcprojectpopcorn.com.
The access tonight is such a nice touch on there, isn't it? Okay, let me go pick up a couple of these requests here. So this is Marantz Rants celebrating bad earnings.
Hold on. We flying high first class to Japan. Gucci hot springs cause we can.
Hold on. $2 million net loss. Somebody tell Wall Street. Oh my God.
$2 million
loss.
If I get dinged by this shitty music.
It's not even 1912. This is year. We lost $2 million this year.
Wow.
$106 million in my pocket, baby. Ah!
No, it's not.
S&P 500. You don't think it's happening?
What?
Oh, baby. Let me tell you.
What?
9. Oh my God, I gotta do this. Hold on, guys.
Turn the music off, okay?
Oh, that number's so good. Oh, hold on. Stop.
Oh, thank God. Thank fucking God.
Cut the track. 20 free memberships for the crew, whatever you guys want to do. Listen to me. GameStop just came in at a loss of $2 million. That means they are negative, guys. $4 million on T9. $4 million, okay? $4 million. Do you guys understand? T3, they get $30 million to the books. I'm telling you, $20 million plus whatever they have hidden. Remember the hidden figures?
Hidden figures, right.
Oh my God! Oh, guys!
I hope his wife was at yoga or something when this happened.
They're going to be
poor woman.
They're going to be looking for you. They're going to want to know, what the hell did you know that nobody else knew? We knew. There's nothing that can happen. It's going to be positive, positive, positive.
Wow. I mean, listen to that. I mean, I don't care if you know anything about GameStop or anything, or even if you just don't know anything about anything, and you hear somebody say this kind of shit. Does this sound realistic? Does this sound realistic?
What the hell did you know that nobody else knew?
Come on.
We knew. There's nothing that can happen. It's going to be positive, positive, positive.
Yeah.
come quarter one, I already told you, of 2024, you're going to see the T12 in the positive. There's no way they can deny it. You know why? Because of all the hidden figures in that balance sheet. How the hell do you flip?
Hidden figures in the balance? What are you talking? What? Okay. I mean, that's not really how it's not really a feature of balance sheets, is it? Hidden? I didn't know they were hidden items.
$100 million. It's not even possible. All those guys who say GameStop doesn't pay their bills. Yeah? When do they? Or they don't. What is it? Holy shit. Cash on hand. $1.195 billion. That means somebody paid something. Transaction costs related to European restructuring efforts were $4.3 million for the second quarter. Cost. Guess what's about to happen to that? It's going to go in the negative. We're going to get a positive out of that. Holy shit. Oh, 100. Oh my God. They lost $2 million, guys. Do you know what that is per share? Oh, it's less than a penny. It's less than a penny. Oh my God. Oh.
How about that? How about that collectibles revenue? Huh? How about the collectibles revenue? Down 23, almost 24%. Oh, I'm sure he'll mention that.
They lost 36 cents a share. They're less than a penny. Who saw this? Who can say this? Tomorrow this stock's going to the goddamn moon. They don't want to figure it out right now. They better figure it out. They better figure it out, or you better do everything you can to sell off Bitcoin, AMC. You better sell off everything, baby. I'm telling you what this is. I'm telling you what it's worth. You don't understand. There's nobody out here singing and dancing. There's nobody out here like all excited, and they should be. They should be. Look,
they should be, huh?
Stock.
Okay.
You're telling me at $19.50 or whatever else, or $19.24 right now. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? $2 million loss. Holy shit. Guys, oh, this is so good. Oh, it's so gross. Oh my God. I don't know what to tell you guys right now. Oh. Do you know that GameStop earns money off the cash they have? They have market.
So it looks like I'm just reading an article about the earnings here. It looks like that most of it was driven by software sales, and they say it's mostly The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, Nintendo-based game. Came out earlier and sold 18 million units. I don't know if that's what GameStop sold, but so there's a Final Fantasy and there's a Legend of Zelda game. But those two games that came out, those are the only two that they say that it probably was. Here, I'll just bring this one up here. One sec here. Get this. So we're on Seeking Alpha for this, and it says they didn't disclose what the release was, but they talk about Final Fantasy 16 and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Besides those two, there weren't any releases of the magnitude necessary to create the kind of sales jump. Here's revenue. So you can see hardware and accessories. This is comparing to a year previous. Hardware and accessories is essentially flat. Software's up. That's where that's where it's up, right there. And collectibles is down substantially. Okay, so offsetting a lot of the strength that GameStop enjoyed was a plunge in the revenue associated with collectibles. This was once viewed as a bright spot for the company, but recently serving as a way for the firm to differentiate its revenue stream, but recently this has proven to be problematic. Revenue associated with collectibles in the most recent quarter is $169.8 million. That's 23.9% lower than the $223.2 million the company generated 1 year earlier. No specific data that gives more insight into the drop. Unlike in other quarters, the management team has elected not to have an investor call. Okay. Okay. Looking at the profit, let's see, looking at the gross profit, so a little bit higher. So we're looking at 3 months ended compared July 2023 to 2022. Net sales is about the damn same. Cost of sales is a little higher. Okay. Okay. So there ended up being three primary drivers behind the improvement besides just the increase in revenue. For starters, the company saw an $11.3 million swing in the positive in the form of interest income that it booked for the quarter. So that what he's saying about that excess cash, 1.16 billion. So they were getting interest on that. The other improvement came from the company's gross profit. Profit margin increased from 24 to 26. Okay. That's an extra $17.5 million in pre-tax profits. Right. Okay. Based on the here's the takeaway from Seeking Alpha. Based on the data, they must say that GameStop did perform better than expected. However, I continue to be perplexed by the market's reaction to positive development like this, with the exception of the tremendous amount of cash the company has on its books. It doesn't have anything else materially going for it. And I don't see that picture changing anytime soon. This is why, even though the stock has fallen 12.6% at a time and the S&P has jumped 4% since the last time I wrote about it, I cannot help but keep it rated as sell at this time. Okay. So that's just one person's opinion. And it's quite different than this.
Securities where they actually earn a profit, right? So their money makes them money. That's the point. They're not out here fishing ideas. They're not doing bullshit.
No guidance. I don't see any guidance.
This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. For all you stat geeks out there, all you nerds, join me on this. Listen to me. SG&A at 668 after 2 quarters. They come in at 320 again. They're going to be at around 980, 990, 990. I'm telling you, if they go 1.5 SG&A, 1.5.
What is he talking about?
They're in the profit. They're at zero. There's no way they don't. There's no way they don't. This is crazy.
So what? You think that'll translate into the stock going to the moon? Why would it? Why would it?
This is crazy talk. We're at crazy talk right now. Oh my God. They're positive. They're gonna be a positive company no matter what they do. Who said they miss? Who said they don't make money? Are you kidding?
They don't.
You guys are kidding right now.
They don't make money.
Compared to last year, they've already had a $200 million swing. Almost a $200 million. This is crazy. This is amazing. That's I can't think of other words to use right now. Oh my God, my stomach hurts. My stomach hurts. Let me tell you.
So does mine. Okay. Well, we look at those guys. I mean, I can't believe that you don't consider him to be low end, low tier. But where is it? I've got his video right here.
What's going on, guys? This video is not going to be like most.
Oh.
Since my time on YouTube, from the beginning of my time on YouTube, when I made my channel, I said two things. One, AMC is going to be squeezing, and two, SPY will be going to all-time highs. These are not baseless claims, so I want to make that apparent to everyone, and just give a really quick, condensed outline.
Let's make it quicker.
And fractal theory,
God!
And why I'm saying the things that I'm saying. Granted, AMC is not
fractal theory. Okay, see, this is why I can't. Like, it just becomes complete nonsense immediately.
Macro-wise, it is ready to squeeze. SPY has not seen all-time highs yet, but has done nothing but climb and is heading for all-time highs.
What? No, it's done nothing but climb, and it's going to all-time highs. Why? Why would that happen? I would love to know the basis for that, besides copying and pasting the chart on itself.
But with that being said, let's just jump into this. And I'm going to start with just a general definition of fractals. So we'll start with this. A fractal is a never-ending pattern.
Oh boy.
Infinitely complex.
Here we go.
Self-similar across different scales. They are created by repeating a simple process over and over in an ongoing feedback loop. Driven by recursion, fractals are images of dynamic systems, the picture of chaos. Geometrically, they exist in between our familiar dimensions. Fractal patterns are extremely familiar since nature is full of fractals. For instance, trees, rivers, coastlines, mountains, clouds, seashells, hurricanes, etc. Abstract fractals, such as the Mandelbrot set, can be generated by computer calculating a simple equation over and over.
Right. Okay.
Researchers have detected fractal patterns in widely disparate areas of scientific observation and practical concern. The most recent examples are only a small subset of a great many that could be cited as showing the broad and varied applicability of fractal concepts. Examples: the structure of the universe, features of wireless communications, including the structure of antennae and the World Wide Web, internet, changes in stock market prices, Mandelbrot, 1999, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here, right?
Human body, how to solve the problem of delivering cement in Mexico. The list goes on and on. Fractals are a naturally occurring phenomena that are illustrated all throughout the world, all throughout nature, all throughout ourselves, our structure of the human body, as well as the stock market.
He has to be.
This is a naturally occurring thing.
Has to be GPT.
The basis of fractal revolution is the principle underlying chaos and the other natural patterns that of self-similarity. This means that the basic patterns are the same in scale.
I got a fractal for this fucking clown.
The same at large macro scales as at small micro scales. The large is revealed by and grows out from the small. Wholes mimic parts and vice versa. The bigger is revealed in the smaller. In other words, and I could show that here. This is AMC, for example.
I got a fractal for this guy. Here's your fractal. Here's the only fractal you need. Fractal wrongness. You're not just wrong. You're wrong at every conceivable scale of resolution. Zooming in on any part of your worldview finds beliefs exactly as wrong as your entire worldview. How about that? Fractal wrongness. That applies to ants trades and all of these clowns. Indeed.
Example. Basically, what this is saying is that this pattern that we're looking at right now is happening on every single time frame down to the 1 second chart. So from the 1 second, the 1 minute, the 15 minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 8 hour, the daily, the weekly, the monthly, this pattern is playing out on every...
Yeah. Or if you prefer, you're not just wrong, you are recursively wrong. The wrongness of every possible iteration of any of your arguments is self-similar with the wrongness of your entire worldview. Just a little bit, I like the wording on this one a little bit better. Yeah, that pretty much describes the AMC grifters.
Every single time frame, 1 second charts that you can't even see here. This is what's going on the micro all throughout this. It's repeating this over and over and over again.
Oh God!
Time frames. The
this is so hard to listen to.
5 minute, repeating this over and over to give you this, the macro. So this macro is itself running over and over again on smaller and smaller time frames to give you the big picture, the macro of AMC. And a perfect example of that is the infamous January 15th, which on the right here, and this is Webull, it's a 1 minute chart of January 15th, 2021, a 1 minute chart, comparably to the all-time highs of AMC, the flag, the June flag here. It's the same pattern. So we're looking at an 8 hour chart over here of the flag, from the June highs, all-time highs on AMC, compared to a 1 minute chart of not even a full day of price action from January 15, 2021. And everything's labeled here. The equivalent peaks, the yellow would be here. Come down to your first bottom, you bounce up and find your descending trend on both sides. Descending trend here. You have this white horizontal line on both sides. That first bounce is bouncing right.
I just realized I was muted. This is not evidence of anything here. Finding two things that look similar is not evidence of anything. It's not. I'm sorry to say that, but it's just not. Just not. I don't know what else to say here.
You break below here, your first bottom there, as you see it here, work your way back up to the trend, work your way back up to the trend, reject again, break below the horizontal line again, as you see here.
So you got a bear flag pattern.
This range, I'm just talking about right here.
So what?
Bounce back up and then form a higher level.
Doesn't mean that
here, bounce back up.
It follows the same pattern.
Trend, back up to the trend. Reject it again.
Does not mean that.
Reject it again, and then you get the cut move that you see here, and then the rejection down. This is, the infamous January 15th that we talk about all the time. I don't really talk about it so much in my videos on a daily basis, but in Discord, it's just become like an ongoing meme that we're forever stuck in January 15th because it's the truth. We are. This pattern is just repeating over and over and over again, and there's two ways that this plays out. Number one, it ends with a knife regardless, which you could see right here. This is the knife out of it. And the V-type move, the quote-unquote the V of January 15th that you're seeing right here. There's the V. And then it plays out one of two ways, depending on whether it's a fractal in an up.
So you had a large sell-off. See, here's how you could actually narrate this and make, it would be, I'm not saying that this is real. I'm not saying that this is actually what happened, but, just bear with me. You had a steep sell-off. I'm guessing that these are daily candles. I don't know. I can't tell. No, it's not. They're not daily candles. So you had a steep sell-off intraday, I guess, here. And you hit, a support level here. And you tested it again and punched through. And then you came down to another level where you see support coming in. You see buying coming in. You see cushioning probably from short sellers covering, positions. I don't know what that has to do with this overall chart.
Uptrend or a fractal and a downtrend. A fractal and a downtrend, you break down from this, as you see here. You break down from it. Fractal and an uptrend, yes, you break down right here and you form the V, as you see it right here. But a fractal and an uptrend, you actually gap up right here. You can see that the bottom wicks of the candles up here. This is a fractal and an uptrend. This is a fractal and a downtrend. But regardless, the point here being is that the meme that we have, we're forever stuck in January 15th. Point being is that this pattern is repeating over and over again. All over the chart, you could find this pattern playing out.
No.
So that's pretty much that. Now, I want to touch on something else.
I mean, if only it were that fucking easy. If only it were that fucking simple. I mean, like, this just from a conceptual standpoint. How would I don't even know what question to ask first. How would this actually play? I mean, it makes no sense. So, despite all of the other stuff surrounding the stock in 2021, all of the renewed or all of the new interest, all of the apes buying shares and options, the increased trading activity, all of that volume, somehow though, the chart, the price action follows a similar pattern. Everybody just happens to buy and sell at the right time to make the same pattern. All the people that weren't ever going to buy AMC stock in 2021, their decisions to buy were all at the right time to make it so that it looks like January 15th. I mean, is that what he's saying?
Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying what are you saying?
Or is it like God did it? Like, I don't know.
I want everyone to understand that what I'm doing with AMC fractal tracking and on the macro, on the micro, the indicators, EMAs, RSI, the gaps are a great indicator for fractal tracking landmarks. But this is not just an AMC thing. This is, fractals are not just an AMC thing. It's market wide. It's worldwide. It's, I just read you. We'll do it again. Researchers have detected fractal patterns in widely disparate areas of scientific observation and practical concern.
Yeah,
the structure of the
observation, they've been observed. Yeah, we have not observed that here. You're not observing that. You're not making a scientific observation at all. This is not a scientific approach. It's not a scientific observation. And you're just saying that it looks similar, and that's good enough for you. That's not scientific at all. What the fuck are you talking about?
Features of wireless communication, i.e. the internet, changes in stock market prices, the metabolic structure of the human body, how to solve the problem of delivering cement in Mexico. Fractals are all throughout nature. It's a naturally occurring phenomena that is all over the place. Trees, rivers.
That's what I'm saying, Dave.
The structure of plants.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Fractals occur in the stock market as well. And the point being here is, like, when we land the plane, it's not just AMC, it's a market-wide thing. And this is what the market is based off of. The market is fractals and fibs. Really, in the simplest terms, the stock market is fractals and fibs. So, really quickly, I could touch on this because I love silver, and
If he means fibs in terms of, lies, yeah, I agree. This is definitely a fib, but he's talking about Fibonacci. Okay, this is so hard. So hard to listen to this. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that really deserves no attention. And if we want to talk evolutionary, survival of the fittest, the cream rising to the top kind of ideas here, why in the fuck is anybody watching this? Why am I watching it?
Crypto. You would think that this is just a copy and paste here. This is the inception of XRP on the left.
XRP.
The second squeeze in the green, and then you get this U-type move, the red. So 1, 2, and then 3 bottoms on this horizontal line, and then you squeeze into the new macro. This is the current macro in XRP, the first.
Can the market just wipe these clowns out yet already, please? I mean, seriously, how are these guys still even? I don't even know. What do we got here? Back to AMC. All right.
On every scale, it's very possible that we are not in the breakout retest iteration of AMC right now. Rather, we are actually...
Oh, yeah. You're in the breakout retest for sure. I mean...
Perfectly. And I've covered this.
Perfectly. Let's see this.
And then, I've shown this multiple times. This is the tracking that I have for the breakout retest iteration. And again, although this is tracking perfectly, and I've covered this, I just covered this at the beginning of the video, these patterns are...
How is that the same? How is that at all the same? Oh, great. Yeah, so it goes up at the end of this, so you're just assuming that it's going to go up here this in a similar way. Okay, that seems to be the theory.
Over and over again on every scale, it's very possible that we are not in the breakout retest iteration of AMC right now. Rather, we are actually coming down to the third bottom, the lower low. And as if AMC wasn't hard enough to track by itself, the ape dividend splitting AMC into 2 tickers definitely did not help. There were multiple scenarios where we were looking for upside on AMC, but rather we saw red and then ape saw upside. So, I mean, ape is part of AMC, so technically it makes sense. It works itself out. If AMC is red and then ape is green, we got the run on ape we were looking for on AMC. It worked itself out. Thank God ape is gone now, and we just have 1 ticker to deal with and 1 pattern to deal with now. But the other scenario here being that
So he was a vote yes fan? He's happy that ape's gone, so he wanted the conversion. I'm just trying to keep it straight here. Sounds like he did.
The third bottom now,
That's blasphemy.
The lower low and the all-time low of the current macro. And I've, you guys have seen me tracking this for months now, going over indicators, RSI, EMAs, gaps.
Yeah, and you said it was going to go up, and it hasn't gone up. How do you have any credibility? How do you have any credibility? I mean, conveniently ignore that.
fucking MACD, everything. Just applying any and every indicator that I can to this to show correlations, and you are here. Just trying to get a...
I want to play that again. Listen to what he said.
Indicators are...
Listen to this.
To deal with now. But the other scenario here being that we are at the third bottom now, the lower low and the all-time low of the current macro. And you guys have seen me tracking this for months now, going over indicators, RSI, EMAs, gaps, fucking MACD, everything. Just applying any and every indicator that I can to this to show correlations, and you are here.
He tried to find every indicator that he could to show correlations. He actively sought these correlations. Again, not a scientific approach. He's not letting the data guide him. His preconceived assumptions and beliefs and faith, I guess, are guiding the observations. I mean, this is a classic mistake. He's fishing, basically. He's fishing for data that fits his narrative. Plain and simple. Never been clearer to see, especially after somebody says something like that. So congrats, but you didn't do any. You did nothing. You said nothing. You showed nothing.
On the macro, I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, you just zoom out, the pattern is pretty much perfect on the macro. It's just when you get into the micro, the smaller time frames, and trying to pinpoint exactly where we are here, that's when it can be a little bit confusing. But the macro picture,
because there you were in COVID. See, that's 2020. That was COVID. So, like, the real world affected the stock. And then here you had the apes. You had all this crazy buying pressure and gamma squeezing. The real world affected the stock. That you can't see that on the chart. You just see the results of it. And then slowly but surely the air was let out of the balloon, because fundamentally it doesn't belong up here. Certainly didn't belong up there in 2021. And it has come back down to reality. Anyway.
Doesn't change. This is the important part here, the macro. The micro and, the day-to-day
Tommy
basis is not really that important. We're just looking at the macro and then zooming into the micro, trying to establish you are here or you are here. So the other scenario here would
be the OG.
That this would have been the first bottom. Again, same gap up that you're seeing here. And then you have this like double top, like triangle type move that you see here. Same thing that you're seeing here. Second bottom on the daily, it's a higher low.
But it's not, though.
Pop and the rejection off.
It's not the same. I'm sorry. It's close enough, right? Oh, it's close enough.
That blue line there, second bottom, and then same thing here.
So we'll use the data, but we'll be highly interpretive and subjective in our interpretation. And that's close enough.
Off that blue line. The tri-peak, which in this scenario, this would have been saying that the breakout move, the quote-unquote breakout move, the move to that 100% after-hours move that we got to $9, would have actually been the third peak of the tri-peak, just a very exaggerated move. Then, again, rejecting that blue line, as you see right here, from the third peak of the previous, to come down to your third and final bottom, the lower low, and also all-time lows on AMC. And then now we would be looking for this uptrend, same story, and then the gap up, the macro break, back over this blue line. That's what we're looking for, is a break above this blue line at $50.
Wow, Tommy.
That is the signal that it's time to go. So that's what we're going to be looking for.
I'm in the wrong line of work here. I'm in the wrong place. Hey, let me book my ticket, okay? Wow. I mean, that's a far cry from the AMC grifter clown. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Tommy, you're a lucky man. Wow.
And then
hate to go back to this.
The EMAs here are perfect. This is the 20 and the 50. The 20's in white, 50's in green. 20 is under the 50. You get that double cross here in this double peak that you're seeing here, and then same thing here. And then the tri-peak, you have 2 crosses, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then coming back down again, as you see here. And
yeah, fact, super bullish, right?
Are actually pretty
look at that
too, where this is the lowest that the 20 EMA came was on the third bottom for the all-time lows on AMC. The lowest that you're seing here on the 20
So he's assuming that this is going to be a low here.
And now coming lower
sounds like
than the previous range for the all-time lows and the third bottom. That would be this scenario. Honestly, I'm still split between the two scenarios where we would already be testing the breakout or we're actually coming down to the third bottom, lower low now. Funny part is, for either perspective, we're looking for the same thing. The movement's the same. So if we are coming down to the third bottom right now, this is the movement that we want to see going forward, something to this effect, the gap up, macro break, and then the squeeze. Let me just get myself out of the way. If we are retesting the breakout, again, a very slow, choppy uptrend here that you're seeing here, and then a double top that you see here, and then a gap up and the macro break. It's the same thing regardless. We're looking for the same price action in either scenario. That's just fractals being fractals. They're repeating. So that's just another point to show there. Either scenario that we're looking at.
I'm going to ask the obvious question here. I'm going to ask the obvious question. If all it is repeating fractals, then how does it ever change? How does it ever change? Like, you're telling me that this is somehow part of a fractal. It doesn't even matter what ticker symbol it is. But he said that that's how this works. It's fractals and Fibonacci. So then we have to go find a section that looks like this. So is it this here that this repeated? But so this part here, this whole section, you have a high and then you have a higher high. Is that like this to here? Is that what we're saying? I mean, I just see, you know, before. So we have this here. Whatever the hell happened here in 2018 into 2019. And then in 2020, here's 2020. It ran up. This had earnings here, right when COVID was hitting the shores of the United States, basically. But they killed the earnings. And then you had COVID. And then you had the COVID recovery. And then you had the bull market of 2021. Then you had the sell-off of 2022. I mean, this seems like it's just following. Oops. I mean, we're just looking at, you know, another stock here. But if we compare that to the S&P 500, you know, what do we see? Something similar. You know, if we compare Apple, what do we see? Something similar. If we look at, I don't know, Generac. Yeah. Oops. Generac. Something similar. Not the same. No, not the same.
On AMC, whether we are actually retesting the breakout right now and about to squeeze, or if we are hitting the third bottom, the lower low and all-time lows, and looking for the uptrend off of that now, the pattern that we're looking for, the price action we're looking for going forward is the same. This is all assuming that the bottom is in. That's what we're pretty much looking for. And just one more thing before I end the video here. Getting into the Fibonacci spiral. The Fibonacci spiral, which is key aesthetic focus of this project, is a simple logarithmic spiral based upon Fibonacci numbers and the golden ratio. Because the spiral is logarithmic, the curve appears the same at every scale and can thus be considered fractal. The Fibonacci sequence is fundamental to life on Earth, but goes much beyond our own world. The spiral that exists in the center of the sunflowers, heads of cabbage, shells, is the same spiral that shapes spiral galaxies. The exact phi ratio that appears in the structure of the human body and in developing hurricanes is the same ratio that occurs between the planetary orbits.
That's great, and it's a beautiful phenomenon, but...
And showing the Fib spiral here. And I've covered this multiple times.
Oh my God.
Are impeccably placed, starting at IPO. The original flat portion, the January and June
not the IPO.
Squeeze, and now where we are in the macro. Again, the Fibonacci spiral is pointing towards $2,600 as a price target, which is completely plausible. This is higher than mine, but still
completely plausible.
A price target. So I'm interested in seeing how this plays out going forward. It would be pretty wild to get a rejection right off the top of this. So that's pretty much it for the video.
Okay, good. Thank God. Oh my God.
It's not fun.
Okay, now let's skip the disclaimer.
Put them out. See, I'm thinking, see, man, lost that data, but I tell every day, the data they release us is false. Man, it gives a false narrative to the markets. We can make bad trading decisions. Listen.
That's not why you make bad trading decisions. Okay?
Every time Judge Zern put out her decision, it was on a Friday after the market closed. Do you think that was done by accident, or do you think that was done on purpose?
Oh, okay. Wow, everybody's in on this conspiracy, I guess.
Discussing this with a buddy of mine, and I'm going to tell y'all something. That was done on purpose to hurt retail investors even more, and that is my opinion, because just like she knew after the market closed on Friday that she was ruling in one way or another, it gave the hedgies, the market makers, the bad actors time to run the price in any direction they wanted, and anybody who had options did not have the opportunity to get out of those options. Tell me.
Well, that's the risk that you take on when you add a position to your account, buddy. I mean, I have never heard so much whining and fucking crying. Ever. Oh, they released the shit after the market closed. But you know what? If they had done it, if she had done it during the fucking market hours when the market was open, you would have bitched about that too, because it would have sold off also. Because the end result is the fucking same. And you would have bitched about that too. How do I know? Because it's happened. When news comes out during the fucking day and it causes this or that, you bitch about that too. So, what the fuck? You can't please these motherfuckers. Yeah, we'll get to Review Dork.
Tell me how different it would have been if when Judge Zern approved the reverse...
Jesus fucking Christ.
...in the morning at 9:30 and given us all day to get out of our option place as the stock was crashing. She waited until after the market closed on Friday, knowing that the bad actors would shut it down, would push the price down, and make all of our options worthless, and we wouldn't have a chance to get out. Okay? It's like the whole system is stacked against retail.
There it is.
Investors.
The whole system is stacked against retail investors. I mean, it's right in his disclaimer. The data that they released to us is false, meant to give us a false impression of the market so we can make bad trading decisions. That's what he believes. That's in his disclaimer. He's telling you that you're being, that essentially it's fraudulent. So of course he thinks that everything drives to that corruption, including the decision to release the decision after market close. And in reality, if I had to guess, I would say that that the court believed that they were probably, doing the right thing by releasing it after the market was closed, so that it didn't affect the price too much. Because you have more participants then. You have more people buying and selling. So, but, being down 90%, are you going to look at things in an objective, like open-minded way? No, you're going to find a way to see how it's just another example of the system being stacked against you. I mean, this is basic shit here. Basic shit.
Have a chance to get out. Okay? It's like the whole system is stacked against retail investors.
Yeah.
It served no purpose whatsoever to put out these decisions at after market on Friday, unless you want to do it to benefit the market makers and the hedges, because retail investors would not be able to get.
How do they know that it would have that reaction? How do you know anything? How do you know any reaction that's going to happen? I mean, they should know. They expect something to be positive, it's negative. They expect something to be negative, it's positive. Who can tell? Who could fucking tell? Nobody can fucking tell. So you think a judge did that because she knew that it was going to have that reaction? That's fucking brain dead. Where do you come up with this shit?
Until after the market was crashed. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think Judge Zern put out her rulings on Friday after market?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's some other nonsense here. Oh, there's a lot, actually. Check this out. I mean, past...
It's no fun.
You know...
And one of them made decisions. Listen, I have two buddies, and one of them is down like $350,000 on it.
350,000. What?
This AMC play. And I thought that was a lot.
I wonder if he got him into it. I wonder if he's like, hey, I got a way for you. You need to make some money? I got a way for you to make some money quick. It's a sure thing.
And then I had another buddy of mine who admitted to me yesterday that he was ashamed to tell me that he was down $190,000 on.
You should be ashamed of that. That's retarded.
A lot more than what I lost on the play. A lot more than what I lost on the play. You know, I'm down about $65,000 on the AMC play.
Lightweight.
Okay, but a buddy of mine sent me some information yesterday. There are guys who are down $1 million on the AMC play. Down 8.
That's ridiculous. I'm sure it's true. Do I feel sorry? No. You had a... Oh, my God.
100,000 on the AMC play. Down 500,000 on the AMC play. I'm going to tell you something.
Oh, okay.
We weren't wrong. We just didn't know how corrupt the market was.
Oh, you weren't wrong. You just didn't know how corrupt it was. Okay. Now, the reason that I harp on this guy so much, by the way, you know, because, yes, he's considered a low-end, low-hanging fruit, if you will. It's not really because it's easy to dunk on him, although it is, always. I mean, everything that he says debunks itself, essentially. But he represents something here. You know, he represents perhaps the most desperate. And, you know, with 17,000 subscribers, I think that, you know, it's fair to say that people watch these videos and all the comments are in support and all the votes are thumbs up. And so this represents the most cracked out, if you will, the most demented, the most creative in some way, wildly speculative theories. They're not even theories. They're just like shower thoughts or toilet thoughts. That's that level of sophistication. But, you know, this is the extreme. And this, I believe that this has it has an influence on people. That's likely why he was demonetized. They should just fuck these half measures, just get rid of him. There is no reason for this garbage to be on here, so that I can tell. Because he's not giving opinions about anything that is really valid. It's not valid speculation. There's no evidence to support or even suggest any of this shit. Just, again, I was sitting on the toilet and I thought, well, you know, what if she did that on Fridays just to screw us over? Because we've been screwed over. Well, if you have that belief that you've been screwed over, yes, of course, everything then is going to look like an example of you getting screwed over. And, you know, like this is like adulting 101. Adulting fucking 101.
We didn't know that.
I hope that they did, Model 3 dude.
Hedge funds and the market makers. We didn't know that they could break the law with no consequences. We didn't know that they could keep printing counterfeit shares.
Like this right here.
And to be honest,
there's no evidence for any of that stuff. Listen.
Funds and the market. We didn't know that the SEC.
Let me go back a little bit.
I'm going to tell you something.
Okay.
We weren't wrong. We just didn't know how corrupt the market was. We didn't know that the SEC worked for the hedge funds and the market makers. We didn't know that they could break the law with no consequences.
Break what law?
They could keep
what laws?
Counterfeit shares.
How do you know that they did that?
I was very naive. I didn't know that market makers just keep printing shares for liquidity. I had no idea that the market worked like that.
It doesn't matter. That's not why you're down. That's not why you're fucking down, bro. That is not why you are down. That's not why the stock is down.
I was a novice investor. I really was dumb money. I thought that once all the shares were bought up, that there was no more to sell. No.
Well, that's stupid. Why would it work like that? Why would it work like that? Like,
no more to buy. That was it. I didn't know that these market makers could keep printing until they printer ran out of ink. So therefore, they can control the price of any company that they want.
He says he does a DD.
Now, I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell AMC.
They can control the price. Now, what did he say?
Ran out of ink. So therefore, they can control the price of any company that they want.
What? Why? How? Why would you come? Yeah. So they think, the apes think, Donnie thinks that the market maker can just sell shares, never having to actually account for them, which there's no evidence that that's the case. There's no evidence that that's what even was done. That is not how the system is set up. Because the market maker has to remain neutral. They have to remain delta negative or delta neutral. So, I mean, it's just, you know, again, it's looking through everything with these bag holder colored glasses, essentially. And you're gonna interpret functions, you're gonna interpret details incorrectly because of the bias. And Badback has a great term for it, bag holders dementia, where, you know, you forget all the shit that you've learned. You forget all of the fake catalysts, and you just fall into this trap of thinking that, oh, we just need another share count. And, oh, we weren't wrong. We just didn't know how corrupt it was. No, you were wrong, okay? As much as it hurts you to hear that and admit it, that's exactly what needs to happen here. But do you think that this clown is interested in that? No, he just wants to blame everybody else. Literally everybody else. Yeah, we weren't wrong. We just didn't know how corrupt it was. Well, technically then, that means that you were fucking wrong. But that's not what you were wrong about.
Now, I'm not saying buy, hold, or sell AMC. If you think you should get out the play because of how much you're down, then you should get out the play.
Okay.
If you think you should hold, then you should hold. If you think you should buy more, you should buy more. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm down too much to get out the play at this point. And I believe there's room for AMC to rise back up. So I am going to be holding and I'm gonna buy more.
And you are an idiot.
For the
I mean, okay, right. All right, one more. That'll complete the Donnie trilogy.
financial advice,
He's in the restaurant here.
educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any like that decisions. Listen, Bloomberg put out an article that the reason that VinFast, that EV car company from Vietnam, I did a video on it a couple of weeks ago or 2 months ago. They're trying to blame the rise and fall of VinFast on retail investors. They said we're pushing up stock prices only for them to crash right after.
Whoa.
Here's the thing. We all been in this market at least for 30 months, and we know that
At least for 30 months. Well,
any stock price.
oh, you know that, huh? Oh, really? Okay. Well, okay.
Whenever a stock price goes up, it's because the bad actors, those criminals, needed to go up. Especially when
Oh, yeah, that's it. It's because the bad actors needed to go up.
it's a no-name company that's not producing anything, that has no...
Well, I mean, so what? Remember all those Chinese IPOs that happened over the summer and before and last year and stuff? Yeah, those are all no-name companies that don't fucking produce a goddamn thing. Okay? AMC, while not a no-name company, they weren't producing a fucking thing in June of 2021 when this happened. And they certainly weren't producing a fucking thing in January 2021 when this happened. Okay? So, I mean, this guy, he just has no ability to be right about anything.
no revenue coming in.
Wow.
Okay? Like I said before, the reason that VinFast went up was because the bad actors needed VinFast to balance out their margin requirements.
How does that make any sense? They needed it to balance out their margin requirements. What does that mean? How do you... What? Please explain. More info needed.
Losing everywhere else. So they took this no-name EV car company that wasn't producing any vehicles, wasn't making any money, and they manipulated that stock in order to balance out their portfolio.
That makes no sense.
In my opinion.
What are you talking? What?
AMC got the reverse split. VinFast started tanking. You know why? Because they didn't need it anymore for their margin call requirements. That is my opinion. I have no proof of that, but that is what I think. But when Bloomberg puts out an article trying to blame that on retail investors, it's absolutely crazy. Okay? These bad actors, these hedges, are able to take no-name companies. They were doing it with stocks last year.
Yeah.
Now they found a Vietnamese company they could do it.
Except the problem is, though, that you had pumpers actively pumping those stocks right here on YouTube, including Teddy Zane. Remember him? The bodybuilder. He was pumping those. So it wasn't retail investors. Retail investors weren't involved. Okay. And that's not really anyway. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Stupid. That's why you had to use a personal insult, right? Because you have the facts on your side, right? You have the data. You have the right outlook. Because I know that whenever I'm confident, knowing that I have, superior data, I come in with ad hominem. I come out with guns blazing. Because why not? Why not? Okay. So, let's see here. So we're getting some other nonsense here.
Welcome to Stocks.
We're getting more comparisons. I mean, and this is like, this thing's swirling around the drain. I feel like I've never seen so many comparisons.
breaking news. Someone from Reddit just exposed a massive chart match for AMC stock.
Well, but it's not though. How is this a match? How is this a fucking match? Excuse me. What?
And Overstock.com. Now,
I mean, give me a fucking break.
Massive short squeeze many, many years ago. And
what?
That chart lines up.
What, you mean like 3 years ago?
This is crazy. Okay, so January 9, 2017. Okay, they had a run up, which they call a pre-squeeze, which AMC did the same thing. Take a look. June 2nd, 2021.
So that was the pre-squeeze. What about June 28th? I thought that was the first run up on AMC. That was the one that, I mean, that was pretty amazing, right? I mean, like 900%. Okay, that's not the first one though. That's not the first event. So we're using this as the first event in June, and then the second event is yet to come. Oh, okay, I see. Hopium.
For AMC. Then it starts crashing steady, right? Steady. Overstock for now the time match is perfect, guys. 2 years and 3 months for Overstock.
So
2 years and 3 months for AMC stock. Total drop for.
But nothing. Oh my God. Nothing has happened. You don't have this part. You don't have this part yet. And I mean, this does not make any sense. Does not make any sense.
97%.
Wow.
Total drop for AMC.
Got to be kidding me.
5%. Very similar.
Fucking ridiculous.
On Overstock, February 25th, 2023, they were at $9.50. And they got all the way down to $2.50, March 17, 2020.
Look at that overhead supply, too. Amazing overhead supply here. Look at this. Where's my box? Look at this overhead supply zone. Wow. I mean, and it actually, like, this is fantastic example of overhead supply, because look at this. You had this here, right? This was 2 years before. We had this. This is before any of the meme stock nonsense, whatever. What are your volumes? 10 million. You know, 10 million's a lot. And over here in 2017, 2018. Okay. Now, here, and let me turn on this buying, selling volume indicator, so we can get a better look at this here. But, oops, don't need two of them. Okay. So this is the first one. Wait a minute. Here's the first one. And let me go to weekly. Look at this too. Back in 04. This bullshit back in 04. Okay. So it's pretty volatile. Pretty volatile. Then we're looking at weekly now. And you're about 30 million on the week. That's a lot. That would be considered a lot. Okay, then we have this run up here. Yeah, we're consistently over that 40 million or so. But what I want to show, basically, I just want to look at this overhead supply zone. Here, because it almost looks as if this is really, I don't know, I would say unrelated. This and this, you know, is it any of the same people around, the same participants? I don't know. I mean, undoubtedly there were some probably sellers up here from there, back there, people that got trapped in. Going back here, there was a decent amount of buying at the top there. Decent amount. Kind of equal-ish here. But what we're looking at here is this. I mean, you can see it on here. You see all of the volume down here, no volume up here, relatively speaking. And most of the volume, we zoom in a little bit for 2021 and 2020 and beyond, we see this high volume kind of node right in the middle here. Pretty close to the overhead supply zone line. It's almost as if anytime the price would get back up here, you'd get tons of sellers. Well, why? Well, because it's overhead supply. And now look at it. We're back on daily. You know, I mean, so he's excited about this. He's excited about this one. That's cool. How does it compare to AMC, actually? Look at that. Look at that. So it had its moment here and kind of staggered price action. But, you know, generally speaking, we see the even that little pump there. We see the, you know, the general contour being upheld. So I guess it's in that category, you know, shit stock. Even the sell-off here, even this little pump here. Fantastic. Okay.
There, they ran up all the way, did a short squeeze of 50x, 22 weeks, on March 16 through August 20th of 2020. It went from $2.60 to $128. That's Overstock.com. 22 weeks and 3 days to be precise. Okay? Now, if you take a look at AMC, well, wait, one more thing. So there was...
Okay.
She's also showing you that when it hit its all-time low, it had 17, let's see, last drop 17 days, and then AMC, 19 days of drop so far. I'm not sure what they're talking about right there. Comment below if you know what they're saying right there, because I don't understand that part of it. But it's lining up perfect because September 8th, 2023, we hit an all-time low of $7.25.
So far.
So if you take a look at
all-time low so far, tomorrow's another day.
Overstock, they hit an all-time low at $2.50 on March 17, 2020. And then when did it start pumping? Went immediately after that. It started pumping. And let's see. It says March 16th through August 20th. 22 weeks and 3 days. What is it? What was it for AMC? I don't see it on there. So they're trying to show you where we are. Okay, where we are right now. The September 8th, 2023 portion, the all-time low for AMC, lines up absolutely perfectly to where Overstock was when they hit their all-time low of $2.50, right before they massively moved to the upside and eventually short squeezed.
So 2 years and 3 months. That is the golden ticket. So 2 years and 3 months. Anything that goes from an all-time high to an all-time low in 2 years and 3 months, I guess God has ordained it that will be a massive squeeze. I guess. What else can we conclude? I mean, this is pretty conclusive, isn't it? Pretty apparent that it's, it's obvious. Obviously, this is going to happen down here because this is the way things are. They repeat. It doesn't even have to be from the same ticker symbol. It could be a different one. You can copy and paste it over, right? Right?
You see it there on the chart? So it looks like there wasn't a long time from where they hit their all-time low,
so
where it started bouncing and moving to the upside very strongly. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
you better buy more.
It looks like it was a total of 22 weeks of uptrend.
I don't have that long. I don't have 22 weeks. I don't have time for you to sit here and figure it out.
$39,000 worth, okay? And he does investing.
Here we go.
I just did a video this morning. I don't know if you watched it yet. Go in my channel and watch it. It's real short. I think it's like 3 minutes, and I have a video clip in there of an investor saying, and he does investing videos. And he's
oh, okay. Well, let's see that. An investor who does investing videos. Okay. This one.
But he's going in deep on AMC stock from an investor, a pretty popular investor that talks about all different stocks. He rarely talks about AMC, but he's going in deep on AMC right now. He just purchased, I think it's $39,000 worth of AMC stock with his own money.
With his own money.
So
God.
The bottom is in for AMC stock, and that's kind of what I've been saying. Like, if you've been watching my video,
yeah, you hope it is.
The reverse split was coming. I said, really, the only way to make
you hope it is 718
at this point. I said, I don't want anyone to do the shorts or the puts, but that's the only way to make money.
About 5,500 shares.
I was on vacation.
Maybe.
I was doing my vacation videos, and they were doing the reverse split, and I said, the only way to make money right now is to do puts. I warned everybody. So I've been telling everybody, really, the general idea of what you want to do if you want to make money, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice ever, but I was right.
Oh, really? It's not? It's not financial advice ever?
Sounds
like it to me.
Yeah, we may push a little lower, but, we don't know exactly what the bottom's going to be, but I think we're close to the bottom. And
why? What are you basing that on? I don't know what he could possibly be basing that on except his hope that it doesn't, or that it is the bottom, or that it doesn't go any lower. I mean, what basis is there for that? I don't know. He hasn't said.
What is AMC at a price equivalent of like 72 cents per share in that range pre-split? Come on. This is just unheard of. Even when the theaters were closed and they had zero revenue and the theaters were closed for close to
I love this argument.
Was higher than it is now.
I love that argument because it's nonsense. Yeah, you're right. The price was way higher when the theaters were closed. So it wasn't based on fundamentals. Okay? We got that settled. But the fundamentals now, what kind of, stock price do they support? Is it 72 or higher? Oh, well, it was higher when they were closed, so it should be high, and they're open now, so it should be higher now. That's the level of logic we're dealing with here. I'm sorry, but that's nonsensical. Yeah. Could they just be honest? It is opinion, but it's still financial based. You're advising people based off of your opinion. And I would just add, misrepresenting so many details of the market, the way that things work, which I don't really think matters. I don't really think that, any successful investors, they're not sitting here talking about FTDs. They're not talking about dark pools. They're not talking about the data that they release to us is false, so we make bad decisions. No, people don't say that. That's not how you succeed. And that influences people because they think the reason they haven't succeeded is because of some corruption or crime or fraud. When in reality, you know, they were fraudulently sold this expectation that it was absolutely possible to see through it and debunk it in 2021, because we did. But, you know, bag holders' dementia makes people do crazy things. AMC is worth more money closed than open. True. Insanely narrow view. It's
wake up, people. Okay,
wake up.
I know you're discouraged.
Wake up.
This mind game they're doing with you is very powerful and effective.
Oh, it's a mind game. Okay.
Strong. Also,
you got to be strong.
Opportunity to make money, because they're going to run this thing up and they're going to make money on the way up.
They catch you. They're going to run it up. They're going to run it up. Okay, I love that too. They're going to run it up. Why? Why would they run it up? On what basis? A short squeeze? Let's see what the short interest is first.
Puts, and enough people do puts, and enough people sell, then they'll let it run up, okay? Because they have to strategize, and they have to say, okay, what's the way we can have people not make any money, and that's what they're going to do. So you have to think like that.
No. See, and that's... No, fuck you. Fuck you with your goddamn bullshit. You're sitting there saying that other people, other institutions or market participants are making decisions based on what it will do to you. I mean, I just, like, this is so fucked up. It's because they don't want you to make money. That's what they want. They don't want you to make money.
Look at this.
How ridiculous. How fucking absurd.
Investor guy that invests all different stocks and recommends all different.
Why in the world don't you name him? If he's so proud of his little AMC investment of 5,500 shares, what's his name? Why don't we know? I don't know.
Okay, I don't mean.
Is he real?
But that's a big purchase. $39,000 on AMC stock. Let me know what you think about it. I'm going to play this video real quick, and then I'll have some comments afterwards, okay? So here we go. Let me pull it up for you.
Okay.
Can call
oh, this guy. Oh, this guy.
Seem to go nowhere but down, but I just bought $39,000 in shares yesterday and today. I believe this next 2 months is going to be huge for the stock. You're going to see the shorts running for mercy.
We don't even know what the short interest is right now, I don't think. I don't know if Vortex is updated or anything. We need the next exchange report.
Explain why that is.
That's probably not going to be accurate either, actually. Never mind.
There, the guy just invested $39,000. I think it was yesterday. He did it like 2 days in a row. I think, you know, half of it one day, half of the other to equal $39.
Cool.
And I think he completed that yesterday, $39,000.
So he's probably down then right now. He's probably sitting on a loss already.
Crazy in a bad way, crazy in a good way, because he's going to make a lot of money on that. Because think about it. If you bought that $39,000 pre-split, you'd be destroyed. If you bought it like 2 weeks ago, you'd be destroyed. But he's buying it at the right time. And I just did a video yesterday.
At the right... How do you...
I bought a call. I did that to encourage you guys. It was only one...
Jason, bought a call to encourage people. To encourage people to follow you into it. Seems like that could be considered financial advice. I don't know. Terrible financial advice, too, by the way. Buy a call. Yeah, sure. Buy a fucking call. Yeah, go for it.
One contract. It was only equivalent to 100 shares. But I did that video to...
all call contracts are genius.
Encourage you guys to think, hey, I can just buy one call. I'm going to buy a call. I saw this video. I'm going to buy a call. I'm going to make money. Because it is...
Yeah, so you are giving financial advice then. That's what I'm hearing.
Easy right now, in my opinion, to make...
Monkey see, fucking monkey do.
That's a little more risky when you do the shorter range calls like I did. And I posted in the community notes the call that I bought, if you want to exactly see it precisely. but you're better off buying a call that's probably a month out or 2 months out. They cost more. There's more of a premium on them, but your odds of making money are much higher. You know, so maybe you're like, I don't want to
Right.
cost average down anymore.
Okay.
I've already my average is too high. Well, you could buy calls.
Yeah, you should never average down on a losing position. I mean, you know,
Covered calls.
it's not financial advice. It's just, you know, common sense. Okay. Yeah, that's enough of that. Review pork. Where did I thought I had him. Other window here. All right. Let's get this linked in here. All right. Yeah, let's get rid of this clown. All right.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, I'm back. How you like me now, right? Lost some weight. I think I'm down 52 pounds. Can't call me a fat fuck anymore. Hey, I hope you guys over at X.
Yeah, we can.
Now. Yeah, you haters, you can go ahead and suck a dick. But we're going to go ahead and talk about AMC.
Fantastic.
And I'm not jumping on the AMC train. Yeah, it's you have too many people jumping on the AMC train. Essentially, what I'm going to do is I'm going to maintain my position on AMC in that it is not worth my investment currently. But I also want to highlight really what's going on in you. You, as the investor, you be the judge for yourself. Now, the last time I said...
This guy is such a fucking sleaze.
I got crucified by Twitter X personalities who don't even cover AMC anymore. In fact, they crucified me, created a launch pad for their brand, and, well, good for them. I mean, they're getting attention from fucking Elon Musk now. So, good for you. And then there are other YouTube personalities who were able to, once again, leverage the movement for their brand. Now, you guys could go ahead and say the same.
Oh, like 1348. I'm going to go ahead and say it.
About me, but I was very vocal about selling and selling at 40 and maybe even 50.
Was he?
We could go all the way back to November of 2021.
No, we could go back that same to that same period and find a video where you tried to use a mathematical concept that you had no idea what it was. I believe it was a geometric mean, if I recall correctly, as to why $500,000 per share is feasible or something to that effect. I'll find it. But it was terrible, and it was just, you know, not based on any actual interpretation, you know, whatsoever. He was telling people to sell? I don't know.
And you could see when that happened.
I don't remember that.
Now, here we go 2 years later, and not that I'm here to rub it in anybody's faces.
Oh, really?
Hey, I'm right.
That's not what I heard.
I really just want to explain what's happening.
Okay.
I watched Wrench's video, and, you know, you have AMC investors calling in asking, should they sell? Or, you know, theorizing on what Adam Aaron should have done, could have done, or might be doing. And I love Wrench. His neutrality is
non-existent. Neutrality? Excuse me. No.
Like, this man is always able to keep it straight and narrow. So I have a lot of respect for him. But, you know, I go ahead and, you know, one of my favorite, favorite thinkers of all time, Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis.
Oh.
He.
What? Now, one of his favorite thinkers of all time is Freud. Okay.
He badged the term the self-preservation instinct. And the self-preservation instinct
what an odd thing to say.
Instinctive behavior of humans and non-humans, animals, right, to avoid danger and preserve themselves. And I think what happened with the AMC movement, if we look at the many components here, you know, you had AMC on the verge of bankruptcy, looking for a way to preserve themselves. You know, you had Robinhood, who took away the buy button, looking for a way to preserve themselves. Then you had the apes come in and just push the price all the way up to 72, and everyone was elated because, well, this was a chance to finally have something that would allow you to preserve yourself. Self-preservation is the common denominator here, guys. Don't be fooled. You know, when we talk about CEOs, AMC executives who are taking multi-million-dollar paydays, you have to ask yourself why. And we could sit there and I could tell you why. It's self-preservation. If you are on the board and you're like, well, damn it, these apes have literally handcuffed us from dilution, previous to the ape conversion. What do? Well, you know what? Let's just maximize the opportunity right now, because we don't know if we're going to be here a year or two from now. Let's be honest. Right? Now, the stock market's a zero-sum game. You have every right to be selfish. Right? Okay. So that sort of kind of answers that part of it, right? It's selfishness and self-preservation. And then we look at what Adam Aron has done, and his job is to save the company. And some would argue, well, his job is to protect the best interests of shareholders, and I agree with you 100%. But we talk about self-preservation. He is attempting to preserve the company in the best way he can, the best to his ability, pretty much at all costs. It's desperation, right? Unfortunately, the collateral damage would be the investors. Really, really sucks. Everyone's calling for his resignation, for him to be fired. Just really sucks to be a man in that position. But again, if he's not allowed to make the move he makes,
yeah, it sucks.
Investment goes.
It sucks. He made $100 million off the apes. I mean, whatever. You have to expect that.
Down to zero. So you got to take the lesser of two evils here. But the other thing I want to touch on before, maybe AMC experiences another pump or a revival, because it does oscillate 25, 30, 40% in a day, and everyone is cheering like a bunch of minions, and then it dies, and everyone's like, ooh, right? I'll be frank with you, I play those oscillations both up and down. Why? Self-preservation. I have that right. The stock market is all about self-preservation.
Okay.
For whatever reason, that singular component of what it is to be a trader no longer existed because of the echo chamber that was created. And although
by you
were like, should I sell? Should I?
By you. I mean, it was certainly echoing your voice. I heard your voice in there.
Sell, I want to sell. Oh my God, I've never seen so much money in my life, but I'm not going to sell. And you seek that confirmation bias, right? So the echo chamber and that sense of community sort of kind of trumped that overall instinct to preserve yourself.
Yeah, that was dumb. That was really dumb.
Painful. So the only thing I could leave you with is, if you're going to play in the stock market, or if you're going to keep your money in AMC waiting for the next pump, think of yourself and solely yourself. Because Adam Aron is thinking about the company and solely the company. The two are in bed together, technically. I much rather see Adam Aron do the best he can, because honestly, the stock is closer to zero than it is to the moon. So he has a responsibility to the company to preserve the company, and you should be cheering that on.
Oh,
because
okay.
It also preserves you. Alternatively, you can practice your right to self-preservation right now and simply just sell. I talk to my community almost every day, and I say, lose fast so you could win faster. Manage your risk. When you're in the markets, your focus is to not lose money. And when your focus is not to lose money, then the opposite is true. And for anyone who wants to experience what Trade 1348 is, because again, we got the naysayers and the haters are like, oh, you could get this for free. And it's like, but I do give it away for free. You could sign up for absolutely free. It's at trade1348.com. But I walk my walk. Unlike the many personas who are still on YouTube covering AMC stock, who've probably never made a fucking dollar in the stock market, I show my receipts where I make tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands a week, millions in a year. Sounds arrogant, doesn't it? No, it's not. It's that I've mastered the art of self-preservation, because the market
Mastered?
is simply a zero-sum game. You know
Oh,
what you're up against, right? But preserve who you are. This is Gabe. I'm signing out. Peace.
wow, that was powerful. That was so powerful. But let's take a trip back in time. One sec. Let's see here. Oh, here it is. Got to it faster than I thought I would. Also, we'll take another trip back in time here after that one, but we'll do this one first. So this was from
What's going on, guys?
May 13, 2021. May 13, 2021.
Gabe with Review Dork. It is May 13th and it's liquidity test day. And wow, it's AMC morning. 10:01 and we are at 1186. And no, this is not the squeeze, but today's video is going to be mathematically driven and we're going to use factual numbers, right? We're not going to use theoreticals. We know that there's 450 million.
Oh, we're not going to use theoreticals.
There's a possibility of synthetics into the billions, but let's just focus on the 450 million shares outstanding and what it would do to the world economy if it reached 100,000 a share and 500,000 a share.
Jesus fucking Christ.
When will the squeeze happen? Now, let's just say theoretically today was the start of the squeeze. What I did was I found some data and I took the averages on some very key points. And so hopefully Applejack is doing his job right now and we are on the PC. And here we have some notable squeezes dating all the way back to 2013. Now, the short squeeze duration, I averaged it out to about 12 days. The 1 day decline following the peak, I averaged this out to 32%. So 32% may or may not be the key number in identifying the peak after we've reached the peak. So if we see a retracement at or about 32%, again, this is an average of all the notable squeezes over the past decade, that would be a clue. Now, 50% retracement. Let's say this thing does moon to 100,000. That is your peak. The 50% retracement does not happen up until 4 days after. And this is wild, right? So now I want to go ahead and talk about means and averages, and we're not going to use an arithmetic mean. We're going to use a geometric mean.
Yeah, there it is. Geometric mean.
And this is
here we go.
Why we need to use a geometric mean, because we need to account for the movement up and the movement down, because people are going to take their profits at different price points. Don't paper hand. So what I've done is I plotted the psychological points as we scale up to 100.
Remember, he's using facts here, the data that can be proven. So he's going to use these psychological points.
Right, so we got,
I don't know what they came from.
We have the $11 currently. We have 50, 100, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, all the way up to 100,000. And we have to account for the retracement back down. Now, what the hell?
Yeah, charts, RGB, neon, obligatory neon sign. Back from when he was a video game reviewer, I guess. I don't know.
Geometric means. Let me explain it to you, you smooth brainy. The geometric mean is a special type of average where we multiply the numbers together and then take a root. Now, if we have 21 points, as we showed on the graph, then that is the nth root. We will then calculate for that. And when we do these calculations, now I'm going to do this for 100,000, and then I'm going to show you guys what 500,000 looks like, because
sweet,
there's some men out there who just want to see the world burn. All right, so I'm not doing this by hand. I'm using the geometric mean calculator. If you guys want to do this yourself, go ahead. I'll include a link down in the description. But here we can see we have our popular price targets on the way up and on the way down.
Okay.
Populated, and we are going to calculate this. And we have a geometric mean of $1,529. Now, why are we taking geometric mean? The reason why we have to use the geometric mean is because we can't assume that it's going to reach 100,000 and stay there, right? Again, we have the chart that goes up and it goes down. And so then we have the average of all that movement, and the assumed exits of people as they're riding the squeeze, and that is $1,529. Now, what does this mean? Well,
what does it mean? I don't know.
We assume that there's 450 million shares. Now, we're not accounting for synthetics.
Oh my God.
450 million outstanding shares. And we times that by the value that was given to us here, which is 1,500.
Here we go.
And this gives us a grand number, talking about a $688 billion valuation on a company based on this mean. This means that the hedgies and insurance and anybody involved in this squeeze, well, they're accounted for $688 billion. Now, if we talk about synthetics, the numbers get a little crazy.
Good question.
There's really a billion synthetics out there. This makes this is a $1.3 trillion company. Sounds impossible? Let's take a look at Apple, guys, because Apple has a market cap of $2 trillion. $2 trillion. Ladies and gentlemen, $688 billion using the geometric mean. That's nothing. Obviously, we would reach Apple territory if there were 3 times the shares out there. But again, we're just accounting for what we know to be outstanding shares. 500,000. Mathematically, it's possible. Now, if you're watching this video up to this point, I'm not saying that AMC is going to reach 500,000. I mean, hey, I'm an eternal optimist. But again, using geometric means and using the psychological price points of the $500,000 price target, we then can formulate an average. So when we look at the Excel sheet of all of the possible and popular price targets where people would assume to make their exit a long way to 500,000, we have 100, 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, and of course, 500,000. Now, when we take these numbers and we get our geometric mean, we get a ridiculous $7,103. Your average selling price. Again, we're moving up. We are basically accounting for that entire movement, right? So when we go ahead and we calculate this,
Jesus Christ,
we're gonna throw this in the calculator again, and I'm using the Bing calculator, guys, because it just illustrates in whole numbers, no exponents like on Google, right? So we're gonna take 7,100.
Okay.
We're gonna times that by 450 million shares. We have $3.1 trillion. Now, that sounds like an awful lot, but then again, it's nothing too crazy that it would destroy the world economy. Again, the world economy is worth $130 trillion. Now, if we want to account for the synthetic shares, and we can do it in multiples, and obviously if you believe that there's twice the shares out there or 3 times,
I really like that Model 3, dude.
Multiply this number. So we have a little over 6 trillion, a little over,
especially, but we're move on to the next challenge part
where everything just burns. Again, you got to remember the DTC is insured up to $62 trillion. And so I think we're good. Is this mathematically possible? Well, math says it is, right? Now, I want you guys, for those who are in this movement, who are just like, wow, I'm actually doing this, I'm part of something amazing, just ignore the naysayers, right? You're going to have people say it's impossible, right? But when you take the word impossible and you break it, it's I'm possible. And there's a reason why
I'm possible.
Your son, your daughter, your father, your mother, your husband, your wife, your family, you are holding, you chose to hold, which means that you are built for this. Everybody expect them to be built for this. Anything's possible.
He's kind of always had this, like, you know, you're the chosen people. You're the ones who can weather this storm kind of thing that he's tried to he comes back to that often, like, oh, you're the strong, you guys are the strong ones, right? Not everybody can handle this. You're built for it. I don't like that type of shit. It's a precursor. Well, really, it's cult language, but it's a precursor to this yes versus no tard thing, which is a real schism as far as I'm concerned. But remember this?
What's up, YouTube? Oh, man, I'm just playing. Hey, we got freaking Vulture on here together. We got Short the Vix, Road to Legacy, Review Dork, TMI. Just freaking showing Applejack's in the background. Applejack's, we'll find a way to get you in here. But we just kind of got together here.
Yes.
The group of us here, and wanted to take an opportunity to discuss some. Oh, buddy.
We got Titan here.
Hey, so I think there's a real opportunity here with this many people gathered together to discuss some different topics that have kind of been floating around Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, Discords, the whole freaking ape community.
whole freaking ape community.
In terms of good things, bad things, because there's a lot of voices that are speaking about what's happening with AMC, what's happening with YouTubers, what's happening with the stock.
One of the comments I like here says, where is it? All the YouTube shills in one video. This smells like desperation. Where is it? This is literally a circle jerk. Oh, come on. I know that there's a comment that mentions Trey. God damn it. Fuck. Well, anyway. It said Trey looks like a green screen. He doesn't look real. Where the fuck is it? I don't know. It's probably further down. I'm not going to let all those comments load, but Trey looks like a green screen.
Find some sort of centralized location to discuss what this is really fucking about, what this whole movement is, what the people behind it are, the whys, the stories, the reasons you got in it, to remind you what's happening here so you know that the apes are not leaving. That's what it's all about. So I'm freaking jacked for this.
How long was it until he left?
It's going to be cool to hear these people's voices in person, and I hope you guys dig this stuff. So let's send it, baby.
So taking things from there, I think we should address a few things in the community right now. There are a lot of apes out there.
Here's TMI with his wedding band. Remember that? And I called him out because then later on he stopped wearing it and he got real weird and he moved and, clearly he got probably divorced. But I remember Tony DeNaro called me out on calling out, well, he said that he was wearing a ring in one video and he wasn't in another video, and I just don't know what relevance that has, and that guy is Darth Vader. But, I mean, clearly you could see it there, right? You could see it. I mean, that's a detail. It's good to notice details. People should notice more of them. Okay, but I just, it's just funny. Just bringing back memories from two and a half years ago. Those were the days.
We're all apes. I mean, there's only, 5, 6, 7 of us right here in one room together. But outside, on a macroscopic perspective, there are...
Yeah, and, that's interesting because I believe that this is where Short the Vix got hooked on something. Because he was a little different after this whole episode. So I think Gabriel's influence, kind of influenced him.
Millions of us, over 4 million of us, and I think that we need to make sure it seems like that on a consistent basis. There seems to be a little bit of...
This is after the squeeze, July 31st.
I'm sure you're seeing it. I'm sure everyone's trying to pick up on little tidbits of doubt, FUD, misinformation, whatever it might be. The point is, there's no reason why the positive sentiment towards AMC and or GME, if that's the stock you choose, shouldn't be heard every single day. When it comes down to being on social media, when it comes down to having 4 million...
So, justifying pumping, endless pumping.
AMC specifically. There's no reason why we can't do things like trend every single day of the week. I mean, if we can't even organize to get ourselves together just to tweet out once a day, #AMC, we're doing too much, right? We have to get back focused on the little things. Let's get our voices heard. Let's make sure we get that right message out. How do you guys feel with that?
I think this trade is seriously more simple than people are trying to make it. I mean, the thesis hasn't changed in the last 7
Well, of course it was for you, Trey, because you had already made $1 million. You had already made millions of dollars by this point. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, of course you're going to sit there and say, well, this is easy. Oh, this is so easy. I mean, it's way easier than everybody's making it so hard. Because you already fucking took your profits, bitch. Like, what the fuck? I mean, we know that now. We didn't know that at the time. But now we know that. We absolutely know that. Here's where it was. It's this weekend. So this is the last price right there. Right here. Well, right in this area. Now, of course, this is all fucked up, so I don't know what in the fuck actual price it was, but, well, there's 72, so I don't know, 45, something like that. I mean, shit, less than that, probably. I mean, and like, right on the edge of the overhead supply zone. Love it. Okay.
Months, everything that we've been talking about has been there, this entire time. And if the thesis hasn't changed...
I'm going to let this video play, then I'm going to call it a night. So just FYI. If you don't care about this one...
I think at this point, too, we know that pretty much all of the core DD has completed. So at this point, it's more of just updates on what is going on more broad market and how everything affects it, and correcting some things that have been coming out. So there's this weird dynamic circulating in the like.
So this kid right here, oh my God, I'm gonna slow it back down because this kid.
Point two in there, this entire time. And if the thesis hasn't changed, why overcomplicate it?
Yeah, I think at this point too, we know that pretty much all of the core DD has completed. So at this point,
all of the core DD has completed, right? Because things never change. Once you do the research, that's it. You put the time in, and now you know, and it never changes. You don't need to do it again. That like when I heard them start saying this shit, the DD is done. I mean, give me a fucking break. That's if I had any doubt about what this actually was, that removed it all of it.
Just updates on what is going on more broad market and how everything affects it, and correcting some things that have been coming out. So there's this weird dynamic
correcting them, yeah, correcting
like the YouTube space, Twitter space, Reddit, where it's not necessarily getting the information out there. It might just be rushing to get something out there, when what we really need to be doing is just keeping it super simple, because we know what time it is.
Well, I just think that, as we keep adding narratives and more narratives to the play here, we end up, doing something like quantum physics. Nobody likes quantum physics. We came into this play because
that also.
Quantum physics is unnecessary. The math does not add up, but it adds up to our favor.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And it's in our favor.
Yeah, it's in our favor, and it's to the point where we're winning something, and we're so far ahead sometimes, we're starting to slow down just to look back.
What the fuck?
Forget that. Keep going, keep it going, keep that positive momentum.
You weren't winning.
When it comes down to perspective, I truly think that perspective does equate to reality. So when it comes down to people that are coming into the community, we need to make sure that we are looking like a fun place to be. We need to look enticing. We need to look like a steal. We can't look like something that's slowly starting to disintegrate, or a has-been. There's still so much room for us to run. We have to make sure that
I suppose
we're on our way to just getting started.
So a piece that I remember talking about, I went on Fox Business, I spoke with Charles Payne, the freaking silverback, the absolute man in terms of financial media, and he asked me a question.
I mean, that's not a red flag or anything. That's not weird. I mean, Charles Payne. Okay, anyway.
I'll never forget it. It was, what's your greatest concern in terms of what could derail the squeeze setup?
Yeah, they were Model 3, dude. You're right.
A witty comeback. I was like, risk for what party, Because he didn't specify. But my answer was very simple.
It wasn't a witty comeback. You didn't understand the fucking question. It's not a witty comeback. You just didn't understand the question. I mean, these guys can't be honest about a fucking thing.
Filtration. Now, that can be thought of in a couple different ways. You can think of bots coming into the community.
All right, let me go back. I interrupted.
The squeeze setup for these apes. And first, I kind of gave him a witty comeback. I was like, risk for what party, Because he didn't specify. But my answer was very simple, and it's infiltration. Now, that can be thought of in a couple different ways. You can think of bots.
This is so ironic, too. Very ironic here.
Community, hedge funds coming into, Reddit and Discords and YouTube trying to act as an ape. But it's more than that. It comes down to unity versus division. Are you going to work with your teammates? Are you going to work with your apes, your fellow friends?
Teammates. So being an individual retail investor is not a team sport. It's not a team sport.
On
not even close.
Due diligence and educating people to the best of your extent, or are we going to divide ourselves like all of America and all the world already is? There's enough division out there, guys. I think the most beautiful thing about AMC is that it doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter if you're a male, female, what your political agenda is, where you live in the freaking planet. None of that shit matters. You're an ape. That's as simple as it is. All you have to do is buy and hold the stock and stick true to the basics. That's the greatest concern that I've got, is maintaining that. Hey, I'm just a simple ape, though. I obviously need some more opinions on that.
Yeah, I think this is where I jump in. I agree with you 5,000%. The only thing that's left to do is for us to hold. The longer we hold, the more
the only thing that's left to do,
the more nervous we get. And every day that passes
is hold.
You're like, what the hell's happening? Why am I holding? You have to remind yourself each and every day why you're holding.
Why? Remember your why.
To remind yourself is open up a journal and record your why. Right now, each and every day exists an opportunity.
Jesus Christ.
To fuck you up. It's just that simple. It's really that simple. One day, you're gonna wake up, you got a shitty day at work. Maybe you got your loved ones, right? They didn't swallow. Now you're pissed.
What a fucking sleaze. But they all did. Guarantee that. Oh, they all fucking swallow. You know that. And wearing their fucking matching shorts. I mean, what a circle jerk.
Family's asking questions. Now, start listening to all this FUD because you need to confirm your emotion. Guys, it doesn't have to change as long as you go back to your journal and remember why you got up to this place at the beginning. The reason why we came here today was to really just sort of kind of agree on one thing. And that one thing is you guys. That's really it. We're agreeing with you guys. We're as nervous as you guys. We make it look easy, but we're built for this shit. You guys can beat us up all day, every day.
Yeah, because you already succeeded. You already closed your trades. I mean, maybe you had some, but you already took profit. So of course you're riding easy.
We can pass on
garbage.
To you guys. Is for you. The reason why you bought this in the first place is because you're built for this shit. So you rock on day by day.
See, you're built for it.
Nothing changes.
So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. You know, a lot of things that people forget is that the reason why the stock was so attractive, the reason why this was such a great play, because the stock was manipulated, because there was wrongdoing taking place in the market, and we noticed this with this specific ticker. Now, of course, the company AMC itself might have a little bit more of a sentimental value to each individual, but at the same time, seeing what's going on in the market and then capitalizing on what's going on means we're now going to be receiving that same market abuse, that same corruption, the same foul play that we were noticing. And we knew what was happening. We jumped in and said we want a part of this. Now we're just perceiving the negative end of it. It's a roller coaster ride. We're going up and down.
What?
It was. Relax, take a deep breath. We're on our way out.
So the main thing that I want to bring up is we're not going anywhere. Like, we've seen some people maybe want to take a step back, and you have to realize how long everybody has been in this for. Fact remains is we are not going anywhere. And the other thing that I want to bring up is emotion. When money's involved, this whole situation is going to get super emotional. We've seen it.
I mean, I love that. I love like hearing that fucking kid, this kid here, say, "We are not going anywhere." It's like, oh my God, we're stuck with you. But I like this patio room or Florida room, maybe. So we've been talking about cult. We've been talking about the cult aspect of this quite a bit over this period of time. And so, one thing that we've looked at before, and I'll just throw this out there because I think it's good. This book called Combating Cult Mind Control by this guy, Stephen Hassan. The book is was first published in 1988. It's one of the better resources that I've found that goes through, this guy's background and his cult experience. And understanding sort of the cult aspects of cult psychology, and how to. The book is really designed for like family members or loved ones of someone who has, found themselves in a cult, and how can you help them, and what would it take to get out of something like that. So it's really fascinating that we've looked at, but you get into some of these things like. The cult psychology aspects, talking about the doctrine, the elitist mentality, group will over individual will. I mean, it literally, the AMC thing, cult, checks all these boxes. Strict obedience, modeling leader, happiness through good performance, manipulation through fear and guilt. You will regret this for the rest of your life if you don't do this. If you sell early. Emotional highs and lows, changes in time orientation, no way out. I mean, I was actually shocked at how well it lines up. So anyway, there you go. So yeah, that was not, that was definitely something that was pretty clear to us here. But they just ate it up. The apes just ate it up.
Over the past month, emotions are high. We saw the stock run up.
I mean, I will say though that having an interest in cults, particularly religious cults, or even more specifically something like Scientology, I think maybe conditions you or primes you to be able to spot these things. So yeah. But yeah, anyway.
Consolidate and then break lower. A lot of people were buying at those higher levels. We completely feel for you. You have an unrealized loss. It sucks looking at it. But what I would recommend to those individuals is try to watch Trey, TMI, Review Door, read tweets. All of the information is out there for you to learn and make your own decision. And once you are able to come to that conclusion, any BS FUD that somebody on Twitter says. Basically,
I mean, he's talking about it like as if this is some kind of objective, like objectively, you know, if you read the DD, there's only one conclusion you can come to, which is like so stupid. You know, it's not DD then, it's propaganda. It's cult material.
Where you're going to be able to put the blinders on and basically say, I could not care less about what this individual has.
Listen to that. He says, you can put the, listen to this. I'm going to slow it down.
We completely feel for you. You have an unrealized loss. It sucks looking at it. But what I would recommend to those individuals is try to watch Trey, TMI, Review Dork, read like Rogue's DD tweets. All of the information is out there for you to learn and make your own decision. And once you are able to come to that conclusion, any BS FUD that somebody on Twitter says, basically anywhere, you're going to be able to put the blinders on and basically say, I could not care less about what this individual has to say about my investment. I've done the research. I know the potential of this situation, and I'm just going to keep doing me.
I mean, what the fuck is wrong with these fucking man children?
That same evening.
All right. So
wow.
Basically, I want to address all of the different negative articles that are coming out. It's good that that we see these things, but everyone needs to understand that we've seen these things since day one, since back in February to now. And on top of that, I want to address information, all the different random screenshots that come about on Twitter. Okay, if you don't have a source for it, you shouldn't be there. It's better to...
Oh, okay. If you don't have a source for it, it shouldn't be there. Okay.
Do not be first, but be accurate. So you want to actually put the correct...
I mean, this is gaslighting 101.
That's fine.
You know, you guys had a pretty interesting conversation earlier about
gaslighting 101.
More clicks. Like 90% of the media news is just negativity, and you were speaking about how they feed directly into whatever you click on, whether you like it or not. I've noticed this myself. I know you've noticed it yourself. I'm sure everybody's noticed it. Whatever you watch, whatever you feed into, that's the shit that you're spoon-fed. So you get to choose your own destiny. You get to choose what you want to read. That's your decision to make, and you get to decide.
Well, yeah. You do get to choose whatever you want to read or listen to. That's amazing. Was he talking about like an algorithm that feeds you more of the same type of content? I don't really understand, I guess. But, okay.
By interacting with the people you choose.
Oh my God, more?
All right, Joe, I gotta ask you a question. What's 2 + 2?
I mean, I wonder how much of this... Let me mute the audio. How much, like, what are they doing there? I wonder how much of that happened off camera, if you know what I'm saying. Motherfuckers. These fucking clowns.
All right, Joe, I gotta ask you a question. What's 2 + 2?
4.
4?
I think.
Trust me, it's fine. I know a guy.
Oh my God.
In this meeting, we decided we are the AMC community. And everyone's saying we're leaving. We're not fucking leaving. In fact, our conviction is stronger than ever. Now,
oh, right, isn't it?
To combat the FUD, to combat the delusion, to combat the narratives, we need to empower you with an education. And so that's what we're all going to bring to the table. If I tell Trey 2 + 2 = 5, he needs to be able to stand with enough conviction and say no, it equals 4. And the only way he's able to do that is through education. Facts are facts. And as I stated on Twitter, facts tell, stories
I mean,
sell. We're done with stories.
What the fuck?
We want you guys to keep winning. And so
keep winning.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely not going anywhere.
Yeah, right.
Is stronger than ever. We're just beginning. This is Gabe.
This is Team I.
I mean,
trades, baby.
Short the VIX.
Rogue the Legacy.
And we're signing out.
So yeah, that was a thing. Yeah, they are the people saying 2 + 2 = 5. Yep. I mean, I can't believe that video is still up, to be honest with you. I cannot believe that thing is still out there. I mean, really. I was looking for something here. Oh, yeah. I'll probably get slammed for if I play this. Damn it. I'll show you what I could not stop thinking about, sadly, when I saw them doing their rock, paper, scissors thingy. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't care. This is what I thought of immediately.
We're talking about how I didn't get to present in the prelims because I was too busy getting my face pummeled so that our team could move forward. That's why we're presenting tomorrow. And you know what? We're going to win. Yeah, we're going to win even if I have to go into the auditorium and personally jerk off every guy in the audience.
That's a lot of jerking. And we only have 10 minutes to present, so...
So, we're fucked, aren't we?
Yeah, even if he's jerking 2 at a time, there are, what, 800 guys in that room, so that's 400 times whatever the mean jerk time is.
The what?
Mean jerk time. I mean, it doesn't matter, but hypothetically, time is equal to 400 total jerks at a 2-dick rate.
Unless Ehrlich jerks off 4 guys at a time, and then we can cut that in half.
How would he do 4 guys? He's got 2 hands, so that's 2 dicks at a time, right?
Look, you have 2 guys on either side with their dicks tip to tip, so you're going full length. 4, see?
Oh, from the middle out. That does make sense.
Like 2 shake weights.
Yeah, so what we're trying to do, hypothetically, is minimize time, which is 800 dudes multiplied by mean jerk time divided by 4 dicks at a time. Of course, Ehrlich would have to pre-sort guys by height so that their dicks lined up.
Not by height, technically. The measurement that we're looking for really is dick to floor. Call that D2F.
Huh. Oh, my God.
You know, if a guy's dick was long enough, he'd be able to reach up or down to another guy with a different D2F. The longer the dick, the greater the D2F bridge. I would still be able to jerk it off in one smooth motion. I would just have to jerk it on an angle.
So D2F sub 1 needs to equal D2F sub 2, and D2F sub 3 needs to equal D2F sub 4, where length L creates a complementary shaft angle. Call that D. Now, the orgasm threshold is a function of lambda sub I.
Such an idiot. Middle out. Middle out. Middle out. Oh, my God. How could I just... Guys, does girth similarity affect Ehrlich's ability to jerk different dicks simultaneously?
Shit, yeah, I think it would.
I think it would.
What do you fucking want from me? Get off my dick!
You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible!
This is what happens when you work to change things.
You're being a little bitch! What do you fucking want from me? Get off my dick!
You know, if you don't understand the situation, it's better sometimes not to speak and just be proven a complete imbecile in the matter. Okay, so...
Man, fuck you. I think you a bitch. You understand what I'm saying?
Another blunt, man. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying what are you saying?
First they think you're crazy, then they fight you.
I don't know. I don't really think that's the case.
And then all of a sudden you change the world.
Shit. Damn it. Fuck. God. Fuck. God. Anyway, yeah. Silicon Valley is the name of the show. Highly recommend. 22 years since 9/11, and I said, fuck, it's been 22 years since I started college, and I realized, well, that's not what I meant to say. 22 years ago, I was a freshman in college, and distinctly remember shopping for dorm stuff with my dad that morning. So crazy. Thanks, Manuel, and everybody. Appreciate it. Take care. We'll see you soon. Good night.